Here at historical Russell E. Detrick Park, as we are set for exhibition action between the visiting Olean Oilers and your Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Hello again and welcome everybody to another edition of Jamestown Tarp Skunks Baseball. I'm Dre Guinness alongside Cam Melendez. And Cam, pretty successful way to open up the first week of the season with a 2-1 record, a win over rival Batavia at home to start the season, a win against the reigning Western Division champion Elmira Pioneers, and from some perspectives, an instant classic, and another perspective, a heartbreaker at Batavia on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you, Dre. We've seen a lot out of this Tarp Skunks team, like you said, with a 2-1 record. We've seen the ups and downs, and with this NYCBL team, the Olean Oilers, who finished with an 18-20 record last year, I feel like this is a great chance to show what the rest of this Tarp Skunks team is really made of.
Yeah, and it's been interesting though to see Coach Frank Jagoda's approach to the way he's been managing his pitching staff, and that's been the big talking point, I think, of this team. One of the two big talking points of this team is that he's managing his pitchers with a very fine-tooth comb. No pitcher has gotten over 45 pitches in an appearance yet so far, and that bodes well along toward the end of the season when arms become at a premium. His bullpen and his starting rotation, they're going to be fresh.
Yeah, and speaking of arms with the Olean Oilers, they have a freshman by the name of Jackson Ross, who's from Salamanca, New York, one of my old teammates underneath Jericho Weitzel and the Weitzel family, who experienced he actually had 9 ERA with
other players that we had been waiting from Seton Hill to come in, Brady McGuire and Jacob Haynes. So 3 Seton Hill players finally arrive, and they're going to get their spot in the lineup. We're going to step away for the national anthem, and we'll have the starting lineups for you in just a moment.
Esther. By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we hailed. We're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare. Of the free and the home of the brave.
For the visiting Olean Oilers, leading off and playing shortstop will be Josh Wilson. Batting second, the center fielder Bryce Neely. Batting third, the designated hitter Ryan Keanzos. Batting fourth, the third baseman Chase Fisher. Batting fifth will be the catcher Jake Ambrosio. Batting sixth, the right fielder Brian Fleming. Hitting seventh will be Dustin Hendricks, the first baseman. Batting eighth is going to be Caden Wolfley, and he will play left field and bat eighth. And batting ninth is the second baseman, Thomas Bates. No extra hitter for the Olean Oilers, as they will stick with the traditional 1 through 9 lineup. Let's give you quickly the starting lineups for your Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Leading off and playing shortstop is going to be Brady Marshall. Batting second, fresh from his season at Seton Hill, Brady McGuire in left field. Nolan Smith is the extra hitter, and he will bat third. Jacob Haynes, also from Seton Hill, will bat fourth and be behind the dish. Ty Lagoni, the third baseman tonight, will bat fifth. Eddie Delansky will be the designated hitter and bat sixth. Dom Costello over at first will bat seventh. Nico Frizzell in right will bat eighth. Cole Swift will be the second baseman and bat ninth. And batting 10th for the Tarp Skunk and playing center field is Matthew Dumas. On the mound for the Tarp Skunks is Jack Brackton, redshirted freshman season out at Seton Hill, and he will be playing catch tonight with his Seton Hill teammate, Jacob Hayes.
Yeah, and one thing that we said the last time we were on the broadcast, Dre, is chemistry throughout the season. And as we see here, as you talked about, is the Seton Hill connection with the three guys that we have. And I think that's huge for this Tarp Skunks team. And the other thing that I noticed for this Olean Oilers team is last year they had former Red Sox reliever Koji Uehara's son as the shortstop, and now they have 4 to 5 guys on the Wofford team this year for the Oilers.
So stepping in is going to be Josh Wilson, the shortstop. Jack Brackton on the mound, right-hander, kicks and throws. And the first pitch of the game, it's taken on the outside corner for a called strike at 6:33 p.m. 78 degrees, the game time temperature. Winds coming out of the south to north at about 8 miles an hour. Gusts expected up to 15. And the 0-1 pitch taken high and away for a ball, 1-1. Flags in the outfield blowing straight away. Slightly to the right. 1-1. Swinging, there's a drive out into center field, but Dumas right there to make the catch, and there is one away.
And that was a great hit there. It just died off.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to have some carry, and it just either had too much topspin or just didn't get up into that jet stream. Seemed to die after it passed the outfield grass, but with one away, that's going to bring up Bryce Neely, the center fielder. First pitch, check the swing, but it was in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. And the wind at this field has always been a story since I've been here. Noticing it always blowing out to right, favoring the left-handed hitters. As that pitch taken outside for a ball, 1-1. Conversely, I think that's the reason why it's 342 down the right field line, only 325 down the left.
Helping the hitters out.
And the 1-1. Good cut, but a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count.
You got Neely playing in his home state of Virginia, playing for the University of Virginia.
And the 1-2. Just missed on the outside corner, 2-2. And you could actually hear the home plate umpire very distinctively said, nope, just missed it. And I like that in an umpire when, he makes the call and he explains it. I like that. It exudes confidence.
Instead of the batter turning around and asking for it.
2-2 pitch, curveball called, strike 3. Vitamin C you later, 2 down now.
That was a disgusting pitch.
It looked like it was a combination of a curveball and a slider because it looked like it was breaking in.
Almost a sweeping curve.
And it just broke right back over the plate. Beautiful pitch. Now at 2 down, that is going to bring up Ryan Keanzos, the designated hitter. First pitch, did he check his swing? No appeal. And outside for a ball.
It seems like Haynes already knew it was that he didn't go all the way around.
There's a weak ground ball towards short, picked up by Marshall, throwing to first in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Olean nothing. Jamestown coming to bat.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Schultz Auto Group, a proud sponsor of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Visit any of our locations in Jamestown or Warren or online at schultzauto.com. Due up for the Jamestown Tarp Skunk is Marshall, McGuire, and Smith, the 1-2-3 hitters, as they will be facing left-hander Jackson Ross. Cam, you've played with Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Jackson, he played first base and outfield and pitched a little bit. He played up a couple years with me. I graduated in 2021. He just hit his freshman year of college this year at St. Bonaventure with myself. During high school, I have some of his stats. He batted .567 with a .659 on base percentage with 32 RBIs. He pitched 46 innings with 92 strikeouts and a 2.50 ERA for the Salamanca Warriors. He was first team All-League and league MVP as a junior.
All right. Well, that is going to bring up the starting short. Standing in, having a good start to his season. He takes the ball high. 1-0 the count. And the pitch. Swinging. There's a fly ball to center field. Neely camped under it, and he makes the catch for out number one.
Ball was driven far back, just carried in the air like again. It just died in the air, stayed in the air for too long.
Well, you know, there's that the mystery of the wind gust. You know, 8-15, but it's not helping those balls in the outfield at all. That's going to bring up Brady McGuire, his first unofficial at bat as a Jamestown Tarp Skunk, because that one's fouled away and onto the concourse. So 1-1 the count. Brady getting his first reps in a Tarp Skunks uniform. And a good day for it, too, on an exhibition day. So there's a drive into center field as well. Neely tracking out to his right, still tracking under it, and makes the catch for out number two. And that one got up to where the wind definitely affected it a little bit.
Yeah, Neely had to run about a good 50 yards for that ball, I would say. He started off in left center and ran all the way to right center towards the 414 sign for that ball.
It was about 20 feet from the warning track. And that's going to bring up Nolan Smith, the extra hitter, left-handed batter. No score in the bottom of the first inning here in Jamestown. And the first pitch taken high for a ball. 1-0. Ross has featured fastballs in every pitch so far. Took something off that one.
That's one thing I would say about Ross. He is a very fastball dominant pitcher, and he is not scared to throw off speed at all. Between his curveball or changeup, he has a very deadly changeup. 1-1
taken high, going back to the fastball. 2-1 now. Yeah, that changeup definitely took Smith out of his rhythm. 2-1. Swinging, there's a little flare out to shortstop. Wilson has it, and the side retired. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the second inning. No score here at Jamestown.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
It's crispy wings and pizza that always wins. Order online at honestjohns.com. Pizza or stop in after the game. Honest John's, located right around the corner from Detrick Park. Due up for Olean is going to be Fisher, Ambrosio, and Fleming, the 4-5-6 hitters, facing the 6'5" Jack Bracton.
And that's huge for a pitcher. I mean, as a batter, it feels like they're right up on top of you as soon as he lands.
So big right-hander finishing his warm-up tosses.
My grandfather, he played in the County Great Belt League here and he got a chance to play against Randy Johnson here on this mound, and he said that when Randy Johnson released the ball, it felt like he was right on top of you. Completely. He said it was the scariest thing he's ever seen in his entire life.
Yeah, and had Randy finished growing by that point?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He had no control at all, he said.
Oh, somebody better teach this kid control before he kills someone. First
Right.
pitch. I think we would have jinxed that one a little bit as it's outside and gets past Jacob Haynes for a ball.
Well, just a bit outside.
John, I actually got to use that last year. That was in an appropriate moment. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-1. It was a game, I want to say it was against Geneva.
Okay.
And they we had been down and were putting on a huge rally. Mm-hmm. And they had brought in a pitcher. That one outside for a ball, 2-1. And his first pitch of the at-bat bounced maybe 5 feet up the first base line. And it was one of those, you had to do it. And the pitch. Just outside, 3-1 the count.
And you mentioned it earlier. We can hear everything the umpire is saying from just outside to just a bit up. Like, the batter doesn't even have to turn around to ask him where it is.
I love that. 3-1. Swinging, there's a line drive, too short, snagged by Marshall.
That was a great catch by Marshall there. Just big line drive, rip, and keeps his eyes completely on it. Good ball-eye concentration.
So 1 away now, and that's going to bring up Ambrosio, the catcher. Jake Ambrosio, 6 foot, 180 pounds, out of Pottstown, Pennsylvania, plays at Lock Haven University, right-handed hitter. Stands in Bracton's first pitch. On the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Going back to the just a bit outside. That pitcher ended up, I think, facing a total of 3 hitters before he was pulled. As there's a ground ball to short. Marshall has that one. Takes a couple steps, throw on to first. 2 away.
Sometimes it's just not your day, right?
Well, this is what made it worse. As he was walking off the mound, the two light stanchions on the left-hand side of the field went out. It was like nature was telling him, "All right, your night's done, son." So now 2 away, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Brian Fleming, left-handed hitter. Takes a pitch in and low. Had some great moments here last year. Looking to make some great moments here this year. And the pitch. There's a foul. Down the left field side and out of play, 1-1.
It didn't go to the family this time for the foul ball.
Yeah. Speaking of which, yesterday, scary incident happened. I want to say it was Ty Lagoni batting. And hit a foul ball that apparently hit a young spectator in Batavia. Delayed the game for... I want to say about 10 minutes, and thankfully the reports was everyone was okay. But
that's good.
You know, and it kind of brings to mind, you know, the major leagues have extended the nets down the line. You know, and part of, as that one misses for a ball, and part of coming to a ball game is, you know, the chance to catch a foul ball or something.
Right.
You know, it begs the question, would it be beneficial, and would the fans mind it if they extended the screens here? Is that one on the inside corner for a called strike?
That was a great pitch. In all honesty, I feel like it just depends on the age difference, the age gap. I feel like there's more people that the younger adults, I feel like, sit on the first and third baseline compared to the older people who sit right behind the plate.
As that one skips in the dirt, first walk of the ball game. First base runner of the ball game. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Dustin Hendricks. Well, I mean, my thinking on that, too, is everybody out there, they're not bringing their glove.
No.
And half the time, you're not necessarily paying attention, especially if you're in a conversation or something.
Right.
I mean, even if I go to a major league game, I am willing to put my body on the line for a pop-up rather than a line drive.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know,
100%.
Even like a half net that would protect against sharp line drives, I think would be a benefit.
Well, like even Giancarlo Stanton hitting a line drive at you, like, you don't want to see that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even with like 3 nets in front of me, I don't want to see that coming at me. 2-0 now to Hendricks, the Oilers' first baseman.
I'm scared enough throwing BP getting behind the net.
I told a story last year of getting hit in the face with a home run ball during batting practice at the Oakland Coliseum years ago. Snap throw over to first, and not a bad idea.
That was a great pick by Costello.
So 3-0 now. Brackton's worked himself into a little bit of a jam here. Hendricks may have the green light.
I mean, you would think he would see fastball here on 3-0.
Runner takes the lead. Not a big one. As the 3-0 right on the outside corner for a called strike, 3-1. Wolfley would be next. He is on deck. No score from Detrick Park. As the 3-1 pitch fouled.
That might make it over there.
And right into the bleachers. Nobody was harmed in the making of that foul ball.
Yeah, I hope that never happens here. That would be so bad.
Yeah, we had a few close calls last season, but thankfully no one hurt. 3-2, runner goes. The pitch just outside for a ball. That'll put runners at first and second. That was close, but
he had to have just missed.
Yeah, I will say, though, consistency has not been a question here so far tonight.
And that's. I mean, we didn't have to question it the last game either.
Yeah. You know, and there's been a couple things. Something we didn't mention in at least the first game that we had against Batavia last Thursday, air free. in Elmira, air-free.
Right.
Sunday, the air started to pop up, and that's when, difficulties happen. As the left fielder Wolfley stands in, and the first pitch taken right down the gut for a strike, 0-1. Fleming at second, Hendricks at first, 2 down.
Marshall keeping him honest.
Brackton with a long look. Kicks and throws. Swinging. There's a pop-up into center field. Dumas underneath it, and he makes the catch. And the side retired. No runs, no hits, 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score here at Detrick Park.
He had to make sure he said it.
Got to get it right sometime.
I've definitely got more comfortable being in front of the camera, and I got to meet new people.
If you are into cameras and news and stuff, I would come here. You get to do a lot of cool stuff. You go to one of those baseball games, usually you're just stuck in the stands. But with us, no. You can go on the roof or on the field.
If people want to learn more, you just have to go to CCS-TV.com.
Schultz is the place where you can not only find your next new car, you can customize it exactly how you want it. Build a vehicle from one of your favorite brands, secure rebates and incentives, and expect delivery within 6 to 8 weeks. Get the keys to your ride in-store or in your own driveway and enjoy a year of complimentary Schultz Auto Care. Walk in to view our exciting inventory of vehicles arriving daily, or schedule your digital consultation online today to discover why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
This broadcast sponsor of CCS-TV's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. At Wegmans, every day you'll get our best, from farm fresh ingredients to helpful people who care. Stop in today and see how Wegmans is helping people live healthier, better lives, one meal at a time. Due up for the Tarp Skunks is going to be Haynes, Lagoni, and Delansky facing Jackson Ross in his second inning of work. We'd like to remind you that our next Jamestown Tarp Skunks broadcast is going to be this Thursday night. And to be honest with you, if you're actually watching the broadcast, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you at Detrick Park to watch a historical matchup between the Niagara Ironbacks and the Jamestown Tarp Skunks? First ever ball game for the brand new franchise, and they will be playing here. Let's show Canada some Jamestown hospitality as Jacob Haynes stands in for his first at-bat as a Jamestown Tarp Skunk.
Like you said, that should be a huge game, as it's going to give us some Canadian exposure.
Oh yeah, let's show Canada how it is done. 0-1 pitch way outside for a ball, 1-1. Just to give you an idea of Jacob Haynes' ability, at Seton Hill batted .290 with a .971 OPS. 162 at-bats, 47 hits, 10 doubles, 12 home runs, 40 RBIs, and he fouls that one back and out of play. And it's 1-2.
Sounds like he was a huge hitter for Seton Hill's success this season.
Big masher. You can see it in his body structure.
Mm-hmm.
He's got very solid core. Oh, what's the term I'm thinking of? It's still spring training for me. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, going back to Ross.
Center of balance. There we go.
Center of balance.
That's what I was going for.
Okay. Going back to Ross, though, Ross isn't the only athlete in his family. His mom played lacrosse at St. Bonaventure, which is a Division I school, like I mentioned before, and his dad played football at Alfred University, Division III. His dad is known hugely around Salamanca as one of the better athletes to come out of Salamanca.
as Haynes swings and a miss on a fastball in the outside corner for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Ty Ligoni. Ligoni standing in. First pitch just off the plate for a ball, 1-0.
He's being consistent. Still consistent.
This is one of the, it's only been in almost 2 innings now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's rare that I'm this happy with an umpire this early into a game. So 2-0 count to Ligoni. Takes outside for a ball, 3-0. And so Ligoni now in the driver's seat with Eddie Delansky on deck.
Where he'll see fastball.
Fastball down and in for ball forward. So Ty Ligoni gets on with the Tarp Skunks' first base runner via a 4-pitch walk, and that is going to bring out the designated hitter, Eddie Delansky. Action getting underway in the PGCBL as the season is finally getting into full swing. The Geneva Red Wings with a 1-0 lead over the Newark Pilots at Colburn Park. That one is in the top of the second inning. Ligoni takes his lead. And the first pitch just off the plate for a ball, 0-1.
I think he called it low.
Saugerties has a 1-0 lead over Mohawk Valley. That one in the bottom of the first inning. Utica taking on Amsterdam. That one in the top of the first inning, as that is a check foul at the plate. 1-1. Blue Sox with a 1-0 lead over the Mohawks. That one in the top of the first inning at Shuttleworth Park. And at the Robert Smith Sports Complex in Boonville, Glens Falls and Boonville just underway. Auburn and Aniata playing an exhibition game at Aniata. No score in that one as they check over to first. Ligoni back.
Glens Falls, home of Jimmer Fredette and Joe Girard III.
And also billed as the hometown of Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Okay.
Those wrestling aficionados out there.
Mm-hmm. It was actually the home of the New York State Basketball Championships for a while, but I believe they switched it to Binghamton, New York.
It surprises me and it doesn't surprise me, the amount of sports history that's happened here in New York, and not just at the professional level, not even just at the collegiate level, but just in general. One of the places that is on my list of places that I want to visit is Lake Placid.
Okay.
The movie Glory, the Miracle on Ice.
Yep.
Leading to one of the most iconic sports calls ever by Al Michaels. 2-2 the count to Delansky, and the pitch way outside as Ambrosio was thinking about going to first.
Well, I mean, like you said, most of the people think that sports just remain down south. I mean, you see remainder of the high school kids that go Division I or even to the big leagues come from Texas, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and they really don't put New York in the same category. But I feel like we deserve to be in that conversation.
Oh, without a doubt. That's it, and it's always been one of those things with me in college sports. I'm not that big of a fan of college sports in general. I do like college baseball. College basketball, college football, I can do without. And it really comes down, runner goes, swing and a miss, and we're going to have catcher's interference. Everyone's going to be out. And that is going to be the most unconventional double play to end the inning that you will ever see. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go to the top of the third inning. Cam Melendez will be taken over from here, and no score from Detrick Park.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Welcome back here to Detrick Park. We are in the top. Tarp Skunks bring out Jameson Walsh, right-handed freshman pitcher, standing at 6 foot 215 pounds. Dre, do you think this is a smart decision for the Tarp Skunks to do this early?
Absolutely, and it goes along with the philosophy that Coach Frank Chigota has. You don't want to overuse your arms, especially, and he and I talked before the game, and I said, it's just an exhibition game. He said, well, to me, it's still a baseball game. Mm-hmm. So he's keeping that same mindset, and especially you have a guy who just came from a redshirt season. Let him throw a couple innings in for a lack of a better word, a meaningless ball game, and get some of the other guys that may not have had those reps in a very low to no pressure environment. I think, it's an absolute right move.
Like you said, just building the chemistry up more for this team and putting people where they need to be.
Exactly. Plus, again, it comes down to that preserving arms.
Mm-hmm. Well, with the throw down to second base, we open up the inning with Bates starting it up. Thomas Bates out of Olean, New York, playing for his hometown. Plays at John Carroll University in Cleveland, Ohio. And the pitch. And that's a strike on the outside corner.
Good first pitch for the Chautauqua, New York native. One of 4 local players here.
And just a bit outside. Jameson Walsh I actually played against as well. He's from Southwestern. We played our exhibition game, per se, Jamestown versus Southwestern, we do every year. And the pitch. Grounder down the left field line. Touch foul.
And that was a good idea by Lagoni. As soon as he saw that ball start to make that extra left turn toward the grass, snag it, because you don't want to let it roll, hit the edge of the grass, and then roll fair.
Right. And then again, that's still no man's land that we were talking about in game 1. I think we had a good 4 or 5 plays where it just ate us up right there in that third base corner.
Easy line for Jack Bragdon. 2 innings pitched, 31 pitches thrown.
Grounded to short. Diving is Marshall with the throw. And not in time. Costello keeping in front.
That was an incredible play by Marshall, having to range to his left, dive, got up, and still had enough, just a step and a half, 2 steps too slow, but that is a great play.
Yeah, very impressive play. Put his body out on the line, showing off his best Golden Glove, Anthony Volpe, I would say.
First hit of the ball game for either team.
And the pitch. Just outside.
So, again, give you the rest of the line on Bragdon. 2 innings, 31 pitches, 15 balls, 16 strikes, no walks.
And this is the top of the order with Wilson up. Fouled off his leg. Wilson from Clinton, Maryland, playing at Bloomsburg University, where it's his senior year. Walsh getting the sign. Kicks, fires. Driven into center field. Dumas underneath it. And there's the out. 1 out. Runner on first. And that brings up Bryce Neely.
Neely struck out looking his last time up.
Playing out of the University of Virginia. ACC ball action.
That was Dumas's third play of the game.
Just outside there.
Third fly ball out to center field, and it looks like he's starting to figure it out, too, with that wind. Center field and that right center power alley is really where the wind swirls here at this park.
And you start to see it with the flags going right now. Walsh focuses in, kicks, fires. Driven to center field again. Dumas backing up, warning track. Catches the ball for, what a play by Dumas, over the shoulder catch. And that's his second out of the inning.
That was an incredible play by Dumas. He had to track back easily 150 feet with that ball moving in his vision from left to right, turning and making a spectacular catch just a couple of feet short of the wall.
And that's a crazy play to make. You're running and your head's bopping up and down the whole entire time, and you're just focused in on the ball.
And let's not take away anything from the fact that Neely just crushed a 370-foot bomb
right.
that fell short of the warning track.
And that's out at pretty much every other park. Even in major league stadiums, too.
Oh, yeah. This park will make you work for it.
Walsh looking at first. Kicks, fires. Down in the dirt. Great block by Haynes. And this is one thing that I would say that I'm very happy with is the Skunks' outfield presence. They are very solid in the outfield this year. The kick just inside.
Well, I mean, it really comes down to when you're putting your ball club together. The center of the field, catcher, your middle infield, or center fielder. Those are really where you want your best athletes.
Right.
And that's exactly what we've got going on here tonight.
Just upstairs, and he walks Neely. Wait, Gaines, I'm sorry. Fisher.
Yeah, that last batter was Kianzos. Yeah, it's one of those names where you think of like Vizcaíno. It's one of those where you look at it, you're not going to pronounce it right. I had it right the first time, and then I completely forgot.
Haynes drops that one. I think it was just a little bit low. 1-0 with the count. And Chase Fisher out of Montclair State University. Kicks, fires. Another one outside. And I think this is where you start to notice, Dre, what we talked about earlier is the landing of the mound.
I was just thinking that because Bracton, his last couple of at-bats, even Ross pitching from the left-handed side of the rubber, everything's been moving to that left-handed side of the batter's box.
Kicks, fires, inside.
Made the adjustment there, but went inside a little bit too much.
Takes a deep breath, just trying to figure it out. Gets his signs from Haynes. Sets. Takes a look at second. Kicks, fires. Strike right on the outside corner. 3-1 count.
And that's a good take. That was a good take. 3-0. Walsh has missed the strike zone. You don't want to just swing and miss and tap your way into an inning grounder. Take it on 3-0. Make him get the strike.
3-1. Kicks, fires. Swing and a miss. Huge swing by Fisher. And that gives you 3-2 count with 2 outs and runners on first and second.
Yep, looks like Walsh finding his groove now. Pitches from the center of the rubber.
Which is very odd.
It is.
Sets. Takes a look at second. Kicks. Fires. Fouled.
That's interesting. You don't see a lot of pitchers stand directly into the middle of the rubber.
No, they're usually, especially if you're on the right side, they're usually shaded towards the right side if you're looking at towards them or, well, to their left.
And his leg kick, if you look at it, is interesting because it doesn't come straight up and straight down. It actually loops toward the third base side.
Kicks, fires. And that's aired to the second baseman, Swift. Oh, my fault. Costello with the catch. Runners on first and second. No outs, or no hits, no runs. And we'll get to the bottom of the third inning.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
All of our original content anytime on Roku, YouTube, our free mobile apps for iOS and Android, or online at CCS-TV.com. Plus, we're on social media. Follow at CCS Television on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to stay connected with everything happening at CCS-TV. Dom Costello in the box, and Cam Melendez behind the mic.
And we are 1-0 already, and Jackson Ross kicks and fires. And that's a disgusting curveball for a strike. 1-1 on the count.
And I take no responsibility for going long on that ad read because you were the ones that were saying, do the big one.
Ball. 2-1. I did say that. You can blame it on me.
I'll blame it on the producers. Yeah.
Ross sets in. Gets the sign from Ambrosio. Kicks. Fires. Just outside. I think that might have been a strike if Ambrosio was set up on the outside corner.
And Costello sitting in a home run count. He's hit the only Tarp Skunks official home run.
Huge swing by Costello, driven back. Neely back and caught for the fly out. And that was about 10 feet away from the warning track, I would say.
That definitely had some depth to it. And you got to wonder, I mean, I'm also looking at the Tarp Skunks at bats. we've had 3 fly balls to the outfield. They've had 4. Seems like the jet stream is going straight from home plate to the batter's eye out there.
And this brings in Nico Frizzell. And that's a ball outside from Ross.
Nico is a good kid. Ran into him, talked to him a little bit before the game. Had a chuckle at something. Not going to mention it on the air. But we had a chuckle.
Kicks, fires. And that's a strike from on the inside corner by Ross.
Now, of course, if you ask him about it after the game, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, you do.
Ross shaking 3 times, finally nods yes. Kicks, fires. Driven to right center. Back is Fleming and makes the catch for out number 2. And like you said, hitting the jet stream, the ball's carrying today.
It is carrying, but it's also getting knocked. It's kind of a weird combination of it'll carry out of the infield, but as soon as it gets to about 50 feet past that cutout, it dies. This when she be a cruel mistress.
And this brings in the second baseman, Cole Swift. Just outside.
It's probably the only time you will ever actually hear me talk like a pirate.
And as I mentioned, me and Jackson Ross played together with the Northeast Twins. I was his catcher for about 3 years, where we played for the Weitzel family, Jericho and Jay Weitzel. Catcher Ambrosio looks shooken up after a foul ball to the mask.
Yeah, he took a direct shot. And, I mean, catchers are a special breed. Catchers and goalies.
Mm-hmm. They get bruised up. They're the generals of the field.
See, and I think I figured out it's when people are pregnant and they're driving down bumpy roads, if they live down a bumpy road, it's just going to make the baby used to bumps and jostling and make it easier for them to move. I have honestly no idea what I'm talking about. But, for conversation's sake.
That last pitch was just outside. Another one, same exact spot, just outside again. Had to just missed. Ross takes a second, steps back in, kicks and fires. Huge swing by Swift, and that brings the count to a full count with 2 outs.
I really wish they had the umpire report cards down here because this guy behind the plate has been...
Another huge swing, and Ross strikes him out. And that leaves no runners, no hits, and that closes out the inning.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
With Honest John's. Crispy wings, melty pizza, and online ordering that's fast and easy. Visit honestjohns.com.pizza tonight. honestjohns.pizza. Pizza. Eat your feelings. I feel like that's where group therapy should happen every single week. Here's Cam Melendez with Ambrosio, Fleming, and Hendricks due up for the Oilers.
Well, so far, Dre, we have 1 hit through 4 by the Oilers. And I would say that this game is so far a defensive battle. And that ball is outside.
These are my favorite kind of ball games. Good pitching, quick pace. We're at the top of the 4th inning, and we're not even an hour into this game yet. I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Kicks, fires, and that ball is up. And I think Walsh has to refine himself with the divot in the mound.
Yeah. I was talking about our home plate umpire before the break. And I got to say, he has been very consistent, very on top of everything. And it's been an absolute pleasure to watch him work here tonight so far.
We have a 3-0 count. We'll most likely see fastball. And that's a strike outside corner. So now it's 3-1 to the Pottstown native playing at Lock Haven University.
It's that free strike that pitchers get to find themselves back into the rhythm.
Yep. Driven to second base. Swift makes a great play, fires it to first, and that's your out. First out of the inning.
That is a great play, and from the second baseman's perspective, I used to play second, where you have that ball it's going to land in front of you, and you're tempted to take a couple of steps back for that quick hop, but he stayed with it, kept his body in front of it, was able to glove it cleanly. Beautiful play by Cole Swift at second.
Yeah, he just opens his hips up there and lets the ball come to him. That's a strike for the first pitch to Fleming.
I know a lot of second basemen that was all sorts of problems.
It would have been in the right center gap. Kicks, fires. Fisher. A
lot of second basemen that would have tried to.
Oh, yeah.
There's all sorts of
Center. Right on the. Great frame by Haynes. 0-2 count. Walsh. Head nods, kicks, fires, outside. It's a good miss.
Well, Frank Chigoda stays to form. This will be Walsh's final inning. He's already hit 24 pitches in 1 1/3.
And that makes us wonder if Olean keeps Ross in. Kicks, fires, fouled towards the Skunks dugout and actually goes inside. Just heard a chirp down there saying, straighten it out, buddy.
It's never fun when ball comes flying at you in the dugout. It's extra specially not fun when it's the other team.
Right. Walsh kicks, fires, and that's grounded to short to Marshall. Crow hops, and that's the second out. Marshall's having a great defensive game.
That's one of the things that we were talking about the first Batavia game in Elmira. Error-free baseball makes everything so much easier. It's when you get that first error, then another one will trickle in, another one will trickle in, and pretty soon 5 runs have come across because of errors.
Right. Walsh kicks and fires. That's way outside. And like you said, it's the little things that count in baseball. I mean, you can't sit there and dwell about an error, or else more happens.
Interesting. I had a conversation with Nathan Borchardt earlier today for Tarp Talk, the podcast tomorrow.
And that's a foul ball.
Did a little recording, an interview for the podcast, and he mentioned that he was getting into sports psychology.
Okay.
As a fallback, and that really interests me too, because I like psychology. I like smart subjects.
And that's a great pitch by Walsh. Disgusting sweeping curveball. It looks like
that was filthy. And that's part of that sports psychology, is being able to have that amnesia, that short memory. something that he said that stuck with me was, it's having the philosophy of when you get in the shower at the end of the day, you're washing off the day.
Right.
So you don't carry it with you into tomorrow. And I love that.
Walsh kicks and fires, and that's another foul ball. Great hands by the Oilers coach.
Yeah, it looked like Hendricks was golfing there. Little three iron action on the inner portion of the plate.
And like you said, it's Fran Brown actually lives by that mindset, the head coach of the Syracuse football team. That's outside. After every win, he doesn't shower. Or after every win, he'll shower, but if they lose, he doesn't shower. So his wife makes him sleep on the couch. So this year they had a winning record. They went 8-3, I believe, and he got to sleep in his bed for majority of the season except for those 3 losses. Driven to left center field, Dumas on the run, and that's fumbles it, relays it back in, and that's a stand-up double for Hendricks. After a long at-bat, Dumas almost made it there for the play, but it just ricocheted off the wall. Off the CCS-TV sign, actually.
Yeah, and you could see where Dumas, it's the unfamiliarity of that part of center field. He lost where he was and had to check the wall, and by the time he turned his head back to get to the baseball, it was pretty much right on him. But, I mean, that would have been Sports Center quality play right there if he was able to bring it in.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He's been covering a lot of ground all day. And this is a 1-0 count to Bates.
Oh, and a balk called.
Now the runner moves to third.
And you're hearing it from the Tarp Skunks faithful here, not happy with that call.
I honestly didn't even see Walsh move. I don't know about you, Dre.
I wasn't looking at him. I was actually looking out at Dumas in center.
And that's a nice pitch on the inside corner by Walsh. So now that brings it to 1-1 with 2 outs.
And this will be a good judge of character. See if Walsh can close the door.
Swung on. And that's driven down for a base hit to left field. And that scores Hendricks. Now it's a 1-0 ball game for the Oilers. And now that brings up the top of the order, Josh Wilson.
No, wait a minute. Hold on a second. We've got to... Hold on. That is Bates at the plate.
Wait.
So, wait, was that Wolfley? We got to get a number on our first base, the guy at first, the runner at first. Because we may have a batting out of order here.
I can't see who it is.
No, that does look like 24. That looks like it was Wolfley. Okay.
It was Wolfley?
Yeah, so I think we're just a batter ahead of ourselves.
Oh, whoops, that's my fault, folks. Sorry about that, folks.
Oh, it happens. It happened to me last season. I can't remember if it was I transposed it. I transposed 2 players or something. I had everyone confused for like 5 innings, and then I realized, oh, it is my fault.
Walsh sets, gives the runner at second a peek, fires outside, runner steals, throw, and that's runner is safe at third. Throw was not there, not in time.
Yeah, Hayes would have been better just to put it in his back pocket.
Mm-hmm. So Wolfley's the one that had the hit into left field out of Charleston Southern. And the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. So 3-1 count.
Walsh getting up to 38 pitches so far.
And the pitch. Swung and miss. So that brings it to a full count with 2 outs and a runner on third. Walsh sets, gives the head nod, kicks, fires, swung on right back to him, off his knee, and he can't make the play, and that brings in the run at third. That scores Wolfley, so now it's a 2-0 ball game. Runner is safe at first. And now Haynes goes up and talks to Walsh. I mean, it's just the small things I would say here again, Dre.
You know, that's really not anything on Jamison Walsh. The ball came right back at him, kicked off the heel of his glove as his body was falling toward the first base line. There's not much you can do about that.
No. It's a tough play.
It's a tough play, tough break. It's one of those things that, you know, hopefully baseball karma will return the favor sometime at some point in this game.
Yeah.
So now back to the top of the order
Is Josh Wilson,
who's flied out twice to center field.
sets Walsh, kicks, fires, strike on the outside corner. And Walsh giving Bates a look. Sets, looks at him again, still looking, kicks, fires, driven to right field. And that looks like he's going to go to third, and he's going to stand up on a stand-up single. Runner on first makes it to third. Let's see if Jagoda ends up coming out here.
Well, that was pitch number 44, and that is going to bring out Coach Frank Jagoda. He's going to take the ball, and that's going to be the call to the bullpen.
And I feel like that's nothing out of his control. I mean, he would have been out of that inning if the ball didn't ricochet right off of him there. I mean, like I said, there's nothing that he could control there. I think that he got left in it wasn't even a bad spot. He had a great outing, so I mean, it's just nothing that he can control. And as of right now, we'll go to break and see who the Tarp Skunks bring in next.
That looks like Looks like 25 Sam Rickman. Let's get a confirmation.
All right, thank you.
Yep, Sam Rickman.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
And we are back with Sam Rickman on the mound out of Trinity College, where at Trinity he had an 8.44 ERA as a freshman. He pitched 10.2 innings and had a 1-1 record. Standing in at 6'1", 190. And the pitch. Pass ball. Runner steals. And he scores to make it 3-0 in this top of the 4th inning. And I don't think that's something the Tarp Skunks want to see out of this inning.
Yeah, that's just, pitcher-catcher have never worked together before. Sam Rickman, Jacob Haynes, first time these guys have matched up together. Things happen where things get crossed up.
Kicks, fires. And there's strike number 1 on the outside corner for Rickman.
Neely is struck out looking and has flown out to center. He's 0 for 2 on the day. That earned run charged to Walsh.
Swung and missed. Foul tipped in the glove, and that'll give you the 3rd out of the inning. And with 3 runs scored in the top of the 4th inning and 2 hits given up, that will close out the top of the 4th inning.
What ad am I reading now? I don't know. Heard it on Honest John's.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
Back in the bottom of the 4th inning with pitch number 1 as a ball. Jackson Ross shakes, says yes, kicks, fires, another pitch outside.
We'll give you the closing line of Jameson Walsh. Little rough, 1 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, no strikeouts, through 45 pitches, 24 for strikes.
It's not bad. 3-0 on the count to for Ross. And he walks Dumas.
Gotta love that leadoff base runner. Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I always get a little protective of bullpen pitchers is when you start talking about their ERAs. Mm-hmm. ERAs at 2.5, those are important for starting pitchers.
Right.
Realistically, if you're a relief pitcher, I'm happy if you have an ERA of under, say, around 7.
Right.
You know, you're going to get knocked around in a couple of games, but that's not indicative of every performance. You know, you have one bad game, it's going to balloon your ERA, but you can have 8 great games afterward, and your ERA is only going to come down just a little bit.
A little bit, right. Well, they go out to talk to Ross after walking the first batter. Doesn't look like they're going to pull him or anything. Umpire having a little bit of jokes with the Oilers, running back with the catcher Ambrosio.
Yeah, there is some action in the Oilers bullpen, but Ross so far has been pretty efficient. 42 pitches.
I mean, that's a good thing if you're a Bonnies fan like me. You're looking forward towards the sophomore season coming up. I mean, the Bonnies baseball team has turned around, the program in general has turned around after new management of Rathburn, looking for a double play, spin it out at 1, and gets him at 2 for the double play. That's a huge play by Wilson and Banks.
.643 on the putout. And you work, and that's coach frustration right there. Your leadoff guy works a 4-pitch walk, and your number 1 guy coming back from the top of the order, first pitch swings into a ground ball double play.
And that's a strike for number 30.
Brady McGuire from Seton Hill.
And that's a pop-up infield fly. And Wilson will close it out. No hits, no runs scored. And that will end the bottom of the 4th inning for the Skunks.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or saddling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Bunch of promos to do. Okay. As we go to the top of the 5th inning, Jackson Ross has pitched a pretty spectacular 4 innings against the Tarp Skunks. No runs, no hits, no errors on 45 total pitches. As Sam Rickman will start his, first real inning of work, came in and closed out the final out in the 3rd inning. So he will get his first full inning of work. I'd like to remind you that next Tuesday is Kids Day here at Russell E. Detrick Park, 11 a.m. first pitch for the Tarp Skunks and Niagara Falls Americans. That is Tuesday, June 10th, 11 a.m. And then our next and final exhibition game will be Wednesday against the Buffalo Diesel. That is 6:30 p.m.
Every single time I've been here for a Kids Day game, it is completely packed here.
Oh, yeah.
It is packed.
Last year was crazy. This year should be crazy. And don't forget, next Friday, June 13th, the Geneva Red Wings come into town for their first appearance at Russell E. Detrick Park. And that day, it will be Kids Carnival Day at the park. Bounce houses, games, and more. Bring out the kids for a great night of Tarp Skunks baseball. As the first pitch to Keanzos misses for a ball, 1-0. Keanzos walked back in the 3rd. Was stranded, also grounded out to short in the 1st. So 0 for 2 on the day. Or 0 for 1 on the day. Swing and a miss.
He took a huge swing at that. Top of the zone.
Yep. Elevated fastball, was thinking 400 feet.
See if I can take it 414 out this minor league park.
If somebody hits one over the 414 mark in a game, I will buy his whole family dinner.
I've seen it when it was the Little League World Series was held here.
Really?
When I was in high school, there was a team from Alabama, and this kid smoked one to dead center, like it was right over the Community Region Foundation sign.
Yeah, you gotta those Southern travel teams, man. Those kids.
And they had every single person from Jamestown buying their gear because it said "Go Nuts" or something on it, like D's Nuts, like that was like their slogan at the time because they were the Squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a huge acorn on it.
Yep. As a walk drawn by the leadoff hitter for Olean, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Fisher. 0 for 2 on the day. Yeah. And let me guess, the mascot's name was Nutty the Squirrel.
It was something like that.
Probably.
They brought a squirrel here, too, in an outfit. Dressed in baby blue.
I don't trust squirrels. That pitch missed. I got attacked by a squirrel.
Really?
At the last year at the miniature golf course in Lakewood.
No.
Yeah, I was standing with my my wife and my kid. I think we were on the 7th hole or something. And I'm just standing there, and all of a sudden I feel something like tap dancing on my shoe. I look down, and it's a squirrel attacking my shoelace, noticed me, and bolted. The most impressive thing was he leaped, and a 20-foot vertical jump made it right through the chain link fence. Like the Matrix. It was crazy. 1-1 the count, and the pitch. Way outside, gets behind Haynes. And advancing to second is Kianos.
And that's the second pass ball by Rickman. Well, I shouldn't say pass ball, wild pitch.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it comes down to that landing spot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just from sitting up here, you can tell it's changed every time.
Ground ball to third, foul. Just down the line. 2-2 the count. Catcher Ambrosio on deck. Three 0 Olean with the lead, top of the 5th inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball gets behind Haynes, and advancing to first on the strikeout is Fisher. Moving to third, Kianzos. How do I even mark that in my book? It's a KPB.
Yeah. It's a great pitch by Rickman. Haynes just had a tough time blocking that one, making it stick right in front of him.
Now runners at first and third, nobody out. A strikeout here.
It'd be huge. Haynes just gave the first and third signals to the shortstop and second baseman.
And the pitch. Low for a ball, 1-0. Rickman's got a funky windup.
Yeah, it's almost like he's. Have you ever seen? You watch a lot of football.
Oh, I do, yeah.
You know how they always compare Pat Mahomes and how he throws from that like three-quarter slot. That's how he throws almost.
Yeah, and it's also a bit of a herky-jerky motion. There's nothing. It's not a flow. It's more of a snap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
like a whip.
It's the pitcher version of pop and lock.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count.
That was a huge swing.
Oh, absolutely. You were talking about a kid from Alabama clearing the fence out here. Back in the day, when I first moved to Georgia, I want to say this was 2004, 2005, as the pitch fouled off at the plate. I was coaching a Little League team in Georgia, and we got bounced out of the first round at the end of the season. They just did like a tournament, and whoever won the tournament would play this travel team that came from, I guess, Alabama. They had this kid, because there's a foul off to the right and into the visiting bullpen. We'll do 1 and 2 all over again. So it was a best of 3 series in one day.
Okay.
Okay. This Alabama team, they had this third baseman, either third baseman or first baseman, by the name of Telvin Nash. And runner goes, pitch taken high, throw does not go as
Little pump fake.
yeah, a little deke trying to get Fisher to come off, or trying to get Kanzos to come off a third, but the stolen base. But this kid Nash was hitting everything. At this point, by game 2, he was like 9 for 9 with 2 triples, 3 doubles, a ton of RBIs.
Jagoda brings infield in.
And the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. Nice stop by Swift. Looking. Kanzo back. Throw into second. Is in time. That is probably the most unconventional double play you'll get this inning.
And that's a great play by Swift to stick it in the infield while called in, and then throwing it to Costello. And Costello notices that the runner had ran all the way to third, and he runs him all the way back to second and throws it to Marshall to get the out. That's a huge play for the Skunks. Now there's 2 outs in the inning with a runner on third.
And that's an error in base running. And that's something that I don't understand. You have errors for fielders, but when hitters make running errors like that, I mean, that's an error. That should be on the board as an error. So 2 away here. Runner at third. As that ball bounces in the dirt, 1-1. But going back to Telvin Nash, kid was a monster. And in the 7th, and I was calling these games just for practice. Mm-hmm. I brought my gear out and was calling these games. And he came up with the bases loaded. And the pitch. Foul down the left field side and not a play. 1-2 the count. And I had made mention while I was making my call, I was like, with the bases loaded, this is the last person that they want to see up at the plate. And the very next pitch, I swear to whatever baseball deity you believe in, this 13-year-old kid busted out a 470-foot home run. Lined to third, caught by Lagoni, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, an unconventional double play, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 3-0 Olean.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
Schultz Auto Group, a proud sponsor of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Visit any of our locations in Jamestown or Warren, or online at schultzauto.com. Well, Jackson Ross is going to take a no-hitter into the bottom of the 5th inning. Yes, it's that broadcaster's curse. Actually, no, we have a change in pitcher.
And that is Brendan Roach from Montclair State University, 6 foot 185 righty. He is from Middletown, New Jersey. And like you said, Ross ended his time with a no-hitter. And like I said earlier, if you're a Bonnies fan, you are happy for that outcome.
Yeah, final line, 4 innings pitched, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, no runs, no hits, 45 pitches, 21 for strikes.
And
fantastic outing.
That's a solid day for the Bonnie himself.
I know there are major league teams that would kill for production out of their starting pitcher like that, namely the Colorado Rockies.
Yes, they need it bad.
Actually won their 10th game of the season. So I'm one of those guys that every NFL season, I always root for a team to go 0-17.
Okay.
I root for mediocrity because mediocrity, when you hit the bottom of the barrel, there's only one way you can go, and that's up.
Right.
So, every once in a while, you need that reality check. So I always root for that 0-17. I'm always rooting for someone to get an 0-4, the golden sombrero during a baseball game.
So no undefeated seasons for you, no 17-0s. You don't want to see none of that.
No, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
You wouldn't mind it?
No,
Okay.
but everybody roots for
Right.
that.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to see if you would still want to see it.
I would, as long as it's not Kansas City. Yeah.
Okay, agreed.
Or New England.
Okay, agreed there too.
Yeah. Or Denver. Or San Diego. I think you know where I'm going with
Yes.
this. Yeah.
Yep.
As Nolan Smith stands in 0 for 1 on the day, takes the first pitch he sees for a ball. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-0. Yeah, last year it got to become kind of an obsession rooting for, the White Sox to set the most inept record of all time. 2-0 pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-0.
That's so insane.
Yeah, and then the next season it's even better.
Right.
It's like getting Christmas and bonus Christmas.
Well, and then you got the turnaround, like the Detroit Tigers.
Oh yeah,
they went from poverty to being one of the best teams in baseball right now.
And that's the reason that I like to root for someone to hit that rock bottom, because sometimes that's what it takes for an organization to shake things up. As Smith draws a 5-pitch walk, leadoff walk for the Tarp Skunks, second one of those for the day, and that's going to bring up Jacob Haynes, the catcher.
And you know what organization it never ends up happening to?
Who's that?
The Pirates.
Yeah,
they are sorry.
If
they let go of Skeens, that's going to be the worst thing to happen to their organization.
Oh, Pittsburgh will riot.
Uh-huh.
First pitch to Haynes gets behind the catcher Ambrosio and easily heading down to second on the pass ball. Well, is that a pass ball or wild? Yeah, I'm going to call that a wild pitch.
A wild pitch. He didn't have a shot.
No. So 1-0 the count to Haynes.
Goes out and talk to him.
Yeah, might have had mixed signals there.
Oh, there's another chirp from the Skunks that I heard.
A little chirpy. Just as long as no one gets thrown out of the game.
Oh yeah,
it's within a moderate PG.
It's part of the game.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Especially in baseball.
Niagara Ironbacks coming to town this Thursday, June 5th, 6:30 p.m. for the first pitch. You can catch the game on TV, or you can actually come out to the ballpark and support your Skunks live and in person.
I think you should come out to the ballpark.
And then watch the game in the stands. Swing and a miss.
It's a huge swing.
And I like his approach on those power rips. You see a lot of power hitters will release the bat and finish with a one-handed follow-through. Mm-hmm. He follows through with both hands. He's putting all the power that he can into that swing. Popped up. Shallow center. Coming in is Neely. Underneath it, loses his hat. But he makes the catch for out number one.
And speaking of those big swings and just letting one hand, you know who's famous for that? Javier Baez.
There are a ton. Poppy,
ridiculous swings. Oh yeah.
Poppy was man ram.
Poppy famous for it, but I'm just thinking of Javier Baez and some of the ridiculous swings that you'll see. Like they make memes about his swings that he takes.
Oh yeah. Joey Bats also had that one-handed release.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Bonds famous for it.
Yep. Ken Griffey.
Oh yeah, Griffey. So I got to ask you a question.
What's up?
So you're obviously you know your baseball.
Yep.
So let's talk left-handed swings. There are 3 players that I consider having the sweetest left-handed swing.
Ooh.
Griffey's
definitely one of them.
Barry.
Yep.
And Will Clark.
Ooh. Okay.
Swinging. There's a drive down the left field line. Hooking. Foul. Not by much, but Ty Lagoni gave that one a rip
Yeah, that just carried like a golf swing almost and just kept going left after it looked like it was going to continue going straight after the third base.
So 1-1 the count. 3-0 Tarp Skunks trailing here in the bottom of the fifth inning. One away. Runner at second for the Skunks. Kicks and throws, swinging. There's a ground ball past the bag at third base, down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Rounding third, heading in to score is Smith. Sliding into second and beating the tag is Ty Lagoni with a double. And it's 3-1 Tarp Skunks.
That was a great hit by Lagoni, but that's a close play there at second. I almost thought he was out there, but he did a swim move around Wilson to get the bag at second. And now you see the Skunks are finally on the board at a 3-1, losing 3-1, but with a runner on second, one swing can change it all.
One swing can change it all. The first Tarp Skunks hit of the ball game, and something that Coach Jagoda and I were talking about is, you get that first hit, it's contagious. It can spread up and down that lineup. It's exactly what they need here, as the first pitch to the designated hitter Eddie Delansky is taken for a strike, 0-1. Delansky struck out swinging on a 3-2 fastball back in the second inning. Looking to put one in play here. Swing and a miss and a pitch off the plate, 0-2.
And he took that huge swing, one hand off the bat, it follow through.
Roach in the driver's seat here.
He's looking to put some damage in here.
0-2 the count. Delansky
settles.
Tightens up on his grip. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Delansky goes on strikes for the second time in this ball game.
I mean, he had to swing at that. It was right on the plate. It was going to get called regardless. He just didn't see it how he wanted. I guess it wasn't his pitch, or he just didn't keep his head straight on it.
So a two away and a runner at second base. Dom Costello comes up. Costello flew out to center field. One of many players on both sides of the diamond today that have flown out to center field. And the first pitch taken up and away for a ball to the left-hander. 1-0 the count.
Lagoni keeping Ambrosio on his toes. Ambrosio wants to throw him down. He just pump faked at him the last pitch.
You like to see the antics of these runners when they get on base to see what they can do to cause distractions. That pitch misses. 2-0.
In our home opener, I believe it was Bremner, right?
Bremner was all over the place in the home opener.
Super
2 stolen
speed.
bases.
Huge speed.
Oh, yeah. Two-0 pitch. Way inside for a ball. 3-0. So good patience shown here by Costello. You have to wonder if the green light's on here. Runner will be on the move on contact. Rush doesn't like what Ambrosio's throwing down. Now gets something he does. Checks the runner at second. Right down the center for a called strike, 3-1.
Like I said, it's almost given that you're just getting a fastball on 3-0.
Yeah, that was a pitching machine batting practice fastball, and Costello showed no interest in it whatsoever.
0. He didn't even flinch.
So now Roach stepping off. Going back to that fourth inning where Olean put 3 runs on the board, I think where the wheels started to fall apart for Jameson Walsh. So that pitch outside for ball 4. And the Skunks now with 2 aboard. And that will bring up Nico Frizzell. I think where it came down to that balk.
Yeah.
I think that got into his head. And it changed Jameson's mechanics a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe his mindset.
And then that hit came, and then the other one that hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wheels fell off the bus.
Yeah, it very well could be a 1-1 game right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
I like that one.
Ground ball, weakly to third, picked, and out of the baseline is Lagoni. And that is the third out of the inning. 1 run on 1 hit. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Olean with the lead, 3-1.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or saddling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history.
If that's not written down, I'm not going to remember his name.
Yeah.
What's his name? Roach?
C-H-E.
Swocho. That'd be great. You're good. You're good. I'm messing around.
Today's game comes to you from the Wegmans broadcast booth, where community comes first. Wegmans is committed to serving you and supporting the teams and communities we love. From baseline to the produce aisle, Wegmans is rooted in relationship, quality, and care. New pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks as Cole Swocho steps on the mound. 5'11" sophomore, left-handed pitcher, 183 pounds, set to face Fleming, and the first pitch is way outside for a ball. Or make that. No, we got a pinch hitter here for Hendricks. It's going to be number 19, Matthew Buffalo. Not Buffalo, Buffalo. There's a line drive foul.
That's kind of funny. It's literally spelled Buffalo with just a O instead of a U. Buffalo plays for Canisius College in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, there might be some shenanigans happening here. Ball off the plate, 2-1 now the count.
Playing for Coach Mazurek, who was a JCC Jayhawk for his community college years. Mazurek has a couple regional championships.
The more I do this, the more I realize that I really have a whole lot of homework to do. Swing and a miss, 2-2. There is so much going on here that I can't. I don't even know where to start. You know.
And the Skunks brought in a southpaw. The Oilers started with a southpaw, so let's see if Swocho can close it out.
Swing and a miss.
That was
and
a huge
Buffalo goes down swinging.
That was a huge swing by Buffalo. Buffalo.
Yeah, I can't call him Buffalo.
I don't know if. Yeah, I can't call him Buffalo either.
It's just so. I got another story that embarrasses me. Why not? I'm full of them, but we'll talk about Wolfley coming up first. 1 for 2. Single, scored a run back in the 4th inning, also flown out to center. The first pitch, taken on the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1.
Does a little Juan Soto shuffle after the first pitch.
Back in my college days, and this is back in before the 2000 times, 1995 as a matter of fact. Next pitch taken high for a ball. Actually, I'd say it's about 98. So this is about 3 years I've been not going to this college, but just going to hang out at the radio station and get my airtime without paying the college. Which, hey, thank you California, state of California, for the free education. But we were doing a NFL pick'em on our radio show. As that went outside for ball 2-1, and in my late night just to save a little face, late night incompetence in air quotes. I was putting the pick'em sheet together. There's a ground ball to short, picked up by Marshall, throw on to first in time by a half a step. Wolfley didn't think so, but a great play at short for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the second baseman Bates.
Wolfley put on the Jets there. He was speeding down the baseline.
I mean, that's a testament to the arm of Marshall at shortstop being that deep in the Tony Gwynn hole.
Yeah, he threw a cannon over there.
Yeah. But I wasn't paying attention when I typed up my pick'em sheet, and we had one of the guys reading it. And instead of Buffalo, I put in Bafiki. And I haven't lived it down yet. Oh! Ground ball goes underneath the glove of Swift at second. And that is going to be an error.
He just looked at Swocho and said, "My bad."
Yeah.
Didn't keep his body in front of it. Almost played open gate. Just let the ball just get underneath his glove. Didn't keep it down.
No, it looked like he was looking to make the play at the bag before he looked the ball into his glove.
Yeah.
So. You know what happens? As the pitch to Wilson as we flip the top of the order outside for a ball 1-0. At least it wasn't one of those Roger Dorn Ole plays.
Right.
No, there are a lot of major league references that happen up in this booth. Foul. Oh, off the light stanchion, and he step on the bag. He should have stepped on the bag. Finish the play.
Ricocheted right to him.
Yeah,
right to Costello.
We'll give Costello the benefit of the doubt, though.
Got to, right?
Yeah. 1-1 the count. I've been watching a lot of baseball movies lately, though.
I just watched Field of Dreams yesterday, actually.
Definitely top 10 all-time movie.
100%.
Probably
100%.
my favorite baseball movie is That Pitch Misses Up.
I got to go with my classic, my favorite, Sandlot. I love Sandlot so bad.
I watched Sandlot for the first time last year sometime. I don't see what the big deal is with it.
I love it. I don't know why, but it just I used to do the same thing when I was sorry about that. When I was a little kid, and we built up the bases in our backyard and made a little makeshift fence and started hitting over it.
Oh yeah, you used to do that too. Down the court of the street that I grew up with, someone actually spray painted bases on the asphalt. We would go out and have epic battles.
I just didn't have the dog in the backyard.
See, there you go. 3-1 pitch. Taken off the plate for a ball, so 2-out walk puts runners at first and second. And that will bring up the center fielder, Neely. Struck out twice, flew out to center.
I can't remember who asked me that. Somebody asked me what was my favorite sports movie of all time, and I told them I couldn't give them an answer.
Well, I mean, there's baseball movies and then there's sports
right.
movies.
And I was like, I couldn't give you an answer for that.
So you just tell them Cool Runnings.
Yeah. I like Coach Carter a lot, too.
That one's good. Runner goes to third. Pitch taken, throw into left field, and that is going to score a run. As advancing to second is Wilson, scoring on the air by Haynes is Bates, and it's 4-1.
And that's another one that I don't think Haynes should have thrown. You see that he's pretty much almost there, and he just decides to throw it anyway, and should have just kept it in his back pocket like you said the last time.
So that would be a complete unearned run. A runner gets on via air, runner comes home via air. Second error of the inning. And Swocho steps off, looks the runner back to second.
That gave the Oilers a 4-1 lead.
Taking a look back at second. And the pitch. Taken for a called strike. 0-2 now. And Neely finds himself with his back against the wall here. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Neely. And the side's retired, but a run scores on 2 errors. 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 4-1 Olean.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
This game feels a lot. Yeah, let's bring it back. I'll go ahead and I got a promo anyways. This Thursday, June 5th at 6:30 p.m., history happens here at Russell E. Detrick Park as the Niagara Ironbacks from St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, come down to Jamestown, New York to take on the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. What makes it historic? It is the Ironbacks' first game since its inception. And the Tarp Skunks looking to welcome them with a little PGCBL Western Division hospitality. Join us this Thursday as the Ironbacks come in to Detrick Park, 6:30 for the first pitch. Don't forget, Niagara Falls comes in next Tuesday, June the 10th, 11 a.m. for Kids Day. This place is going to be packed out. You are not going to want to miss it. Come on out for Kids Day. Due up for the Tarp Skunks. I think we might have a pinch hitter here as the first pitch. Nope, this is Cole Swift. Second baseman, 0 for 1 on the day. Has struck out. Next pitch high and inside for a ball 2 and 0. Next pitch misses in 3-0 the count. Sun's starting to set behind the hills here, and the pitch called strike 1 on a pitch that very well could have been called ball 4. It was borderline.
Swift tosses his bat out as if it was a walk.
Mm-hmm. Nods to the umpire in a wordless apology. Don't want to think you're showing him up. And the pitch. That is ball 4.
I mean, in the majors nowadays, you're getting tossed for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, this knee-jerk throwing people out for tapping their helmets or whatever. Look, if you're a home plate umpire, it's coming. Get used to it.
I saw that, and that was insane. I was going through Instagram this morning, and it was like, player gets ejected for tapping his helmet, and I was there was no way, and I watched it, and he just like sets himself back into the plate or in the box like a normal hitter would, and they threw him out, ejected him for it.
Yeah, I mean, ever since Angel Hernandez left, it seems like, now that the focus isn't on how bad Angel Fernandez is, every other umpire is facing scrutiny. And the things that may have slid under the radar because Angel Fernandez was that, like, firewall, it's gone. Swinging, there's a pop-up into shallow left field. Coming over is Wolfley. He'll catch it in front of Neely for the first out of the inning.
But I also feel as if it's happening all around the sports world. Like, it's happening in basketball with the refs, and you see people on social media complaining about players getting ejected for nitpicky calls, and I feel like it's the same thing in the NFL as well. Not even in the NFL, because the NFL is more of just rule breaking, I would say, and that's just smaller things. But I feel like in basketball it's just nitpicky technical foul calls, and same thing in baseball with ejections.
Brady Marshall now, top of the order, back up for the Skunks. Runner goes, pitch taken for a strike, throw down to second. Is not in time. So a stolen base for Cole Swift, living up to his name. And it's 0-1 to Marshall. Marshall, who grounded out to a 6-4-3 double play back in the fourth, also flew out to center. Starting to get a little cool here as that pitch taken way off the plate. And Ambrosio having to come out on the infield grass just to get Swift back to the bag. Swift was halfway to third.
It was super hot today. Like you said, we had the fans going in here, starting to sweat. Now it's starting to cool off in here.
Absolutely gorgeous, 72 degrees. Swinging, there's a shot to right. Underneath it is Fleming. He will make the catch. No tag, and a good idea because that was a picture-perfect throw into third.
Yeah, that was a huge throw by Fleming in right field, showing off that arm.
So now with two away, that's going to bring up Brady McGuire.
And McGuire's one of the kids that came into Seton Hall as well, or Hill as well, I believe, right?
Yes, along with Jacob Haynes and Jack Braxton. McGuire waits for that first pitch. That was a good frame job there for strike one. Came in a little below the knees, but good job by Ambrosio to frame that right at the kneecaps. 0-1 the count. Runner takes his lead from second. Roach kicks and throws. So there's a weak chopper into no man's land. Roach picks it up, eats it, and an infield single for Brady McGuire, moving Swift over to third. And with runners at the corner and two out, that is going to bring up the extra hitter, Nolan Smith.
I know it's our only second game at home, Dre, but I don't think we're going to see a play in no man's land made all season.
I mean, that is, what, 4 perfectly placed balls.
I think so.
On full swings right in no man's land.
And there's nothing he could do about it. There's nothing that Fisher could do about it.
Eric Weeks was the victim last Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
Now
and
Fisher.
it had happened to him back-to-back plays, I believe, or back-to-back innings.
Yeah, a couple innings in a row. That's crazy.
And Ambrosio gives the first and third sign to his shortstop.
2 away. Runners take their lead. Skunks down by 3. And the first pitch taken inside for a ball, 1-0. Smith walked and scored a run on Ty Lagoni's double back in the 5th inning. And the pitch. Swinging, there's a shot. Opposite field, to left, but underneath it is Wolfley. Settles under it and makes the catch for the final out. No runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 7th. It's 4-1 Olean.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems
You're good. You're good.
or
you're
chase
good. No,
them
you're not
down.
good enough.
Submit
We
yourself for
refuse to
ritual
sit
flogging.
back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome
Number 20.
anything.
Christian.
Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Another one?
Yeah, Christian.
What's
Connect.
life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
We just had, it was Rickman the last on the mound, right? Or no, I lied.
Welcome to the
Yeah, it was
Chautauqua
Rickman, right?
Sports
Okay.
Hall of Fame, located at 15
Swocho.
West
Swocho,
3rd Street
yes, I
in
was gonna say
Jamestown.
Swocho.
Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
We are back to Detrick Park in the top of the 7th inning, where Christian Pensek, excuse me if I am wrong, the right-handed pitcher, 6'4", 175, will take over for Swocho for the Skunks. Skunks are down 4-1, so let's see what they can do defensively and come back offensively and bat some runs in.
So the job is simple for the Tarp Skunks. Maintain zeros and try to figure out a way to manufacture some runs. It looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Kianzos.
And it's going to be Owen Smith out of St. Bonaventure University, another St. Bonaventure guy from East Amherst, New York. 6'4", 215. He's in his sophomore season at St. Bonaventure. And the pitch takes it for strike one. Kicks, fires, and dotted right on the outside corner for strike two. So now we're to a quick 0-2 count. Pensek nods yes. Kicks, fires. And that's a strike three right on the outside corner. And Haynes throws it down to Lagoni.
Yeah, he got caught looking for Waldo, couldn't find him, and he's going to find his way back to the bench here.
I like that. I like that one.
Just don't steal it.
I won't steal it.
Do you know how much I got stolen from last season? A lot.
And that brings up Chase Fisher.
Ooh.
Huge swing and a miss. Ricocheted right off the catcher's, Haynes' face mask for a foul ball.
Haynes no selling it. Love it. Love it when a catcher can no sell something like that.
Right? Nods. Kicks. Fires. Huge swing. Blows it right by him.
That was a 450-foot swing right there. Problem is, though, is that when you're a power hitter and you swing that hard, you're pulling your head off the ball about a fraction of a second too soon.
And that one's left up in the zone.
And it's 1-2. Curious to see if he changes his approach here with 2 strikes.
He's bringing out. He's loving the fastball so far.
Not
Kicks, fires, and shows the off speed.
Fisher not showing that he's choking up on the bat. So it looks like he's still trying to swing for power.
Pensek back on the mound. Nods. Kicks, fires, fouls to the right side.
Look out!
Look out.
That one I don't think got out of the park. I don't think we've had one that has gone out to the general public today.
Well, I don't think that couple's going to be happy today then.
Yeah, well, at least, hopefully they're happy with the ball game on their phone.
And that's another foul ball to the just lands in the first base stands.
Come on, kid, you got to dive for it. Wearing a 5th anniversary limited edition Tarp Skunk shirt.
I love it when the in the MLB when they show the fans like laying out for the ball in the stands. Yeah. Don't care if the beer spills on them or nothing.
Those are true gamers right there.
Right. Kicks, fires. Another foul ball to the right side, and it might clear the stadium this time.
That one hit the bounce house. I think it might have gone out. It's a pretty good battle here between Fisher and Pensick.
And we got a 2-2 count. Pensick nods. Loads, kicks, fires, and that's inside. So that brings it to a 3-2 count, full.
That is the first full count that we've had since the 4th inning.
Wow. Loads, kicks, fires. Huge swing, fouls it right back towards the booth.
Fisher's got a little stay alive in him.
Staying alive.
Disco is not dead, it's just on vacation.
Gets his sign from Haynes. Shakes his head no. Yes. Loads, kicks, fires, and swing. Huge swing and a miss. Blows it right by him. And that gives you 2 outs. Quick 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. That was a long at bat for Fisher.
That was, and we're going to get another pinch hitter here. As coming up is Brody Collins, who will replace Ambrosio behind the dish.
Brody Collins, who's filling in for catching behind the dish that Dre mentioned. 6'2", 200 pounds. Plays at my brother's college, Mercyhurst University, and lives in Hanover, Pennsylvania.
I just discovered where Mercyhurst is.
Mm-hmm. They just went Division I.
Nice.
Huge swing.
Like I said,
Collins.
I don't get out much. I've only been to Erie maybe 5 times since I've
There's a
lived
lot
here.
of schools in Erie.
There is. I actually was paying attention to the school signs this time.
Got the grunt from Pensick. Could hear it from up here.
Trying to go.
Put a little bit more extra mustard on it.
Yep, trying to go down in the dirt to get Collins to fish for it, but he did not.
Waiting. Loads. Kicks. Fires. And that's outside.
Took something off that time, too, and tried to go finesse the outside corner of the plate. Couldn't do it.
Pensick back on the rubber. Nods yes. Loads. Kicks. Fires. And that's low in the dirt, too. Yeah, Mercyhurst just turned Division I after this upcoming year. They were playing in the PSAC in the West Division, I believe, so they didn't play against Seton Hill until playoffs. Kicks, fires. Swung on, and it's fouled back towards
the bounce house.
The bounce house.
Look out.
Look out, right.
It's all fun and games until you get hit on the top of the noggin with a foul ball.
Right. Kicks, fires. Grounded. Right side. PFP work to Pensick, and he gets the out to close out the inning. No runs, no hits, and it's a 4-1 ball game, and we'll take you back to the bottom of the 7th inning.
Let's keep it here for the 7th inning stretch. All right, fans. It's the 7th inning, proudly powered by Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union. Just like the Tarp Skunks hustle on the field, SCFCU is working hard for you, helping local families build financial strength every inning of life. That's how impact, empower, and achieve. Visit 6657000.com and get on your feet and sing it loud. Take me out to the ball game. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Well, this brings us back to the bottom of the 7th inning, and with a new pitcher on the mound, Luis Arriola, I believe, if that's right, sophomore out of John Carroll University, out of Illinois, 6 foot, 180 pounds. And let's see if he can close it out for the Oilers.
Christian Pensick with an incredible 20-pitch inning. 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 7th inning. Tarp Skunks need to get something going here, as they are running out of chances. Only 9 outs to go here.
They've been hitting the ball, it just hasn't fell into play for them. Yep. And Jagoda's talking to the umpire right now. Wonder if there's a couple switches going on in the field.
We might have some changes here. So I will do my best to keep up with them.
And we have that's one thing that we've been talking about all game is the umpire being very consistent. So we haven't seen Jagoda do anything crazy or bring out his Aaron Boone.
Yeah, not yet. 70 degrees as we start the bottom half of the 7th inning. 70 degrees. Absolutely zero wind. This is the perfect conditions for baseball.
Not too hot, not too cold. And this brings up Jacob Haynes to start off the inning.
Skunks the last 3 innings have had a leadoff hitter get on base, but have been unable to convert. Let's see if Haynes can break that trend. 4 runs, 5 hits for Olean. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Skunks.
Arriola kicks, fires. Huge swing by Haynes.
Haynes put everything behind that one. Just got a piece, tipped it into the glove. Of Collins, who replaced Ambrosio behind the dish. Swing.
That's fouled to the left field line. Looks like it's going to go right into the, right over the Skunks bullpen.
That one looked like that one. It sounded like it would have had some distance.
Yeah, it sounded good. Perfect on the show. Baseball game.
Yeah.
Got a 1-1 count. Arriola on the mound, swinging his arm back and forth. Showing his best, Manny Ramirez. Sets. Kicks. Fires. Huge swing by Haynes. And that's a strikeout for Haynes. I guess it was a 1-2 count, not 1-1. My fault, guys.
No, not your fault. Scoreboard didn't tally the foul ball.
It did not.
That brings up Ty Lagoni, 1 for 2, 1 for 1 on the day. Walked back in the second, doubled an RBI double back in the 5th inning.
Loads, kicks, fires, and he takes strike 1 right down the middle.
That's the best.
Doesn't step out the box.
I like that approach. Stay in the box. You don't need to step out every time.
Mm-mm. Kicks, fires, huge swing in the dirt.
Took something off that one. Lagoni way out in front.
Big curveball there.
You know, that's the one thing. That's probably my biggest thing that I don't like about Juan Soto, is that stupid Soto shuffle that he does.
Yeah, now you see everybody starting to do it now
And
in today's
I hate
game.
it. I hate it.
Kicks, fires, belted to left field, and that ball is going to be a fair ball. Oh,
No,
foul! No, it's going to
foul.
calling it foul.
Are you kidding me?
After that ball looked like it was a foot fair. We hear the boos by the Tarp Skunks fans. They can't believe it. Lagoni's smiling.
He can't believe it.
He can't believe it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that was a fair ball. They're still booing. They are not happy with that call.
Yeah, if there is one call tonight that you point your finger at and question, that's it.
Kicks, fires, and that's outside.
Oh, if he had pulled the trigger and called strike 3 on this place,
Oh my!
this place would have
erupted.
rioted. Oh, yeah,
I think Jagoda might have went out there.
I mean, he may have gone out.
He wouldn't have done anything crazy, but he would
No.
have said something for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I mean, this is not a game that you really want to get your that kind of dander up.
No. Huge swing and a miss, and that shuts down Lagoni. So that brings 2 outs to the inning. After it looked like it was about to be a miraculous inning after that hit by Lagoni that ended up being foul.
And it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter for Eddie Delansky. It is going to be – why can't I find my roster?
That brings Aiden Nolasco to the plate. Sorry, I got it before you.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm not going to complain. I'm just glad someone else is jumping in.
It's a good take by Nolasco after off-speed curveball sits high. Nolasco, 5'10", 180-pound sophomore. Known for his middle infield ability. Kicks, fires. And that ball is stuck on the outside corner for ball 2. Two-0 count.
Kind of a weird night.
Same spot brings it to 3-0.
And kind of a weird night. I mean, you know, I don't remember, you know, the last time that I've seen any team in the PGCBL held to 2 hits this deep into a ball game.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy once you think about it.
Last time I saw it,
and he walks a lot, or Nolasco, excuse me, on 4 straight balls.
you know, last year the Skunks had a doubleheader. I want to say it was in Newark, where Chaniel Maldonado went 6 1/3 hitless.
Wow.
Gave up a hit, and I think it ended up one or 2 hits given up. But I mean, it's a rare occurrence at this level.
Right. Areola picks over immediately at Nolasco, and that brings up Dom Costello to the plate, the big lefty.
You got to give a lot of credit to the starting pitcher for Olean tonight, Jackson Ross.
Areola throws over again, keeping Nolasco honest.
You know, and I've never been a fan of the 2-umpire system. I have some real issues with that.
Pitch called for a strike, right on the outside corner. 0-1 count.
And like, you know, things like this. I mean, there should be 3 umpires out there. One at first, one at third, one at home. Because one of the problems is, especially you have a left-handed hitter like we do right now. Mm-hmm. You know, on a check swing, you will see the home plate umpire call out for help. Mm-hmm. You know, did he go? That field umpire has absolutely no angle on it. That needs to be either the home plate umpire's call or you need another umpire down the line.
Kicks, fires, fouled back. And like you said, if there's a third base umpire, we might see a different call on that hit.
Yeah, and I was coming to that too. You know, I think that, you know, considering the level of play that you get here, in the summer times, I think it deserves that little extra touch just to make sure that everything's fair.
Right. And this is the 4th pick over for Areola towards Nolasco.
Fans are chirping their displeasure.
Areola sets, kicks, fires, and that is swung on and fouled to the left field bullpen, excuse me.
Still 0-2.
0-2, 2 outs. Runner on first. Areola swinging that arm back and forth again. Sets. Slide steps. Ball underneath the catcher's legs.
Yeah,
and Nolasco doesn't go.
Not far enough for anyone to make any sort of advance.
Almost lost it.
Got to be careful with that.
Mm-hmm. Areola shaking his arm again. Waiting for the sign. Nods yes. Looks over at Nolasco. Picks over. And that's the 5th one of the inning. Now the whole Skunk student section is chirping him.
And that was mighty close to a balk.
Areola sets, kicks, fires, throws it. Foul ball. Past the booth.
And that one heading into the concourse by the entry gates.
Trying to get a hot dog.
You gotta get those early, especially on $2 nights.
Mm-hmm. Areola sets, kicks, fires, and that's grounded towards the second baseman, towards Banks, and he closes out the inning. No hits, no runs scored, and that brings us to the top of the 8th inning.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or saddling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Welcome back. We are in the top of the 8th inning. This brings
Jason
Brown, sophomore out of Greensboro, 5'11", 197. And after Pensac's start, you would think that he would still be in the game.
Yeah, he didn't throw a whole lot that last inning, only 20 pitches.
And he struck out 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, 2 strikeouts, 1 looking. Faced 3 batters. Good outing. Other action in the PGCBL in the Western Division, the Geneva Red Wings are in Newark to take on the Pilots tonight. Currently 5-2, Newark has the lead in the top of the 8th inning. Socrates with a 3-2 lead over Mohawk Valley. Utica 5-2 over Amsterdam over in the east. Glens Falls with a 4-2 lead over the Boonville Lumberjacks. That one in the bottom of the 7th inning. And in the top of the 7th inning, the Anaata Outlaws have a 6-1 lead over the Doubledays. Is back here at Detrick Park. The Olean Oilers holding on to a 4-1 lead as we head to the top of the 8th inning. And here to bring it all to you is Cam Melendez.
Thank you, Dre. Well, yeah, they've been playing pretty stellar defense. They just need hits to help their defense out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, what to attribute the lack of offensive output, considering the last 3 games that the Tarp Skunks have had. They put up 6 against Batavia, 7 against Elmira in that 7-4 win, and then they put up 9 in a 10-9 loss yesterday on Sunday in extra innings.
And that's a huge swing there. And that goes for strike 1 of the top of the 8th inning.
Fleming 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. He's grounded out to short and lined out to short.
Loads, kicks, and fires. And that one's upstairs. But, yeah, like you said with Jagoda, he said that, it's an exhibition game. You want to win this game. As a competitor, you want to win every game.
Yeah, you treat it like every game is important.
Mm-hmm.
But, in the grand scheme of things, in the standings, in the stats, it doesn't count. Momentum-wise, though, and it all goes back to the conversation I had with Nathan Borchardt, momentum and attitude going into the next game. You wash off an exhibition loss. It's not as hard to wash off. But it's still going to be in the back of your mind that you guys went from a power team to a power outage.
Fouled up straight towards us.
Whoa, that one came right toward my face.
Made both of us flinch.
Yeah, I was having flashbacks of the Oakland Coliseum, which is not a place anyone should ever have flashbacks of.
Shakes his head yes for the pitch. Kicks. Fires. That ball's inside.
Oh, where did that miss? Blue.
And that's a 3-2 count, bringing it to full.
And you notice the home plate umpire has actually stopped explaining where things are missing to the point that we can hear it, at least.
I feel like sometimes umpires get tired of it. And that ball is outside, and he walks Fleming.
Not a good start to the top of the 8th inning. Leadoff walk. As Matthew Buffalo back up. I think I heard one of his teammates just say, "Let's go, Buffy."
Kicks, fires. And that's a wild pitch. Right over the catcher's glove, right over Haynes' glove.
Haynes has had a interesting introduction to Tarp Skunks baseball behind the dish here tonight.
Yeah, he's had a gruesome night. It's been hard for him today. A lot of balls in the dirt and wild pitches everywhere. There's almost like nothing you can do with that as a catcher, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's...
Gives the runner a look. Kicks, fires. And that's a strike. Haynes could not see it, I don't think. Ricocheted right out of his glove. Him and Brown are having a conversation right now. Haynes is laughing.
Yeah, Brown...
Umpire's asking him a question.
Brown's just a little lower than a 3/4 motion on the release, and he looks like he's throwing low 90s fastballs.
Yeah.
From that odd, angle. It's
hard to pick up.
Yeah, not just as the hitter, apparently.
And Jagoda's going out there to make sure everything's all right, break down the problem, see if it's a sign problem or he just can't see the ball.
As the home plate umpire going up to break up the motivational speech on the mound.
He's like, all right, that's enough, guys. Oh, he's actually being nice.
Yeah. Now the umpire's standing in the circle. It's almost like the playing the part of Coach Jagoda is
coach now.
The understudy. Yes.
He is the coach of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. The umpire behind the plate.
No conflict of interest at all whatsoever in that statement.
Right. While we are losing. Gets the sign from Haynes. Looks at second. Rocks, kicks, fires. Strike right on the outside corner. Like you said, he's definitely throwing upper 80s, low 90s.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of zip on that fastball. Looks, the only thing though, and it's hard to judge from up here, but it looks a little flat. But then again, it could also be lateral movement that I can't see up here.
Kicks, fires, grounded, right side. And they'll get the out at first to give the first out of the inning with Swift picking it up.
Yeah, Swift learned from his mistake last time. This time looking the ball into his glove, securing it before he turned to make the play. And now the infield coming in with one out and a runner at third.
And they made a magnificent play the last time so they did this, so see if they can do it again. Rocks, kicks, fires. And that's a strike right down the middle, right at that zero spot fastball, right at the knees.
Oh, we got the police going on?
Boop, boop, it's the side of the police.
Well, that's heading
Kicks,
over
fires.
that's heading over to JCC.
Inside.
I'm not sure where they're going. Sorry, get distracted.
You're good.
You know, you go to a baseball game and Grand Theft Auto breaks out.
Oh, it's Jamestown. Brown. Kicks, fires. And that's a strike on the inside corner of the plate.
Send all your emails to Cam Melendez.
Nick Iannello asking where that pitch was. Kicks, fires. And that's foul to the left-hand side. Iannello from Penfield, New York. Brown having a hard time on seeing Haynes' pitches. Looking in. Rocks. Kicks, fires. Grounded to Swift again. And he should have went one and goes home. And doesn't get the play there. So now it makes it a 5-1 ball game. Swift looks very angry at himself for making that play. Turns around and starts talking to himself, pounding his glove.
Yeah, he knows. And where the issue came is when he fielded the ball, he double clutched, giving Fleming the opening to make it to the plate. You're right. Yeah, he should have just gone first. Or even, when you pick up the ball, charge toward the plate.
Runner goes, shows bunt, throw down. And Swift makes the tag with a huge throw by Haynes to get the runner at second, throwing out Iannello. That's a huge play there. And a great throw by Haynes. Swift made up for it after the tag on Iannello.
And I don't know why they gave Wolfley a base hit. That should be a fielder's choice.
Yeah, that is a fielder's choice. Brown, rocks, kicks, fires. Huge swing. And you hear the Bayou by the Tarp Skunks fans.
It's about 1,000 people ready to explode like a powder keg.
Right? Foul, especially after the $2 beer night.
Oh, yeah. Well, cut off after the 7th. Tarp Skunks board member Randy Anderson popping into the booth. Always good to see Randy.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Absolutely.
The one that makes everything happen. Brown gets the sign, shakes yes, rocks, kicks, fires. Grounded to Swift. No double clutch this time. Makes the play. Does not pull off the bag as Costello. That was a crazy throw. Gets out to close out the inning, and that will bring us to the 8th inning. 5-1 Olean Oilers.
I've definitely got more comfortable like being in front of the camera, and I got to like meet new people.
If you are into like cameras and news and stuff, I would come here. You get to do a lot of cool stuff. You go to like one of those baseball games. Usually you're just stuck in the stands, but with us, no. You can go on the roof or on the field.
If people want to learn more, you just have to go to CCS-TV.com.
Schultz is the place where you can not only find your next new car, you can customize it exactly how you want it. Build a vehicle from one of your favorite brands. Secure rebates and incentives and expect delivery within 6 to 8 weeks. Get the keys to your ride in-store or in your own driveway and enjoy a year of complimentary Schultz Auto Care. Walk in to view our exciting inventory of vehicles arriving daily, or schedule your digital consultation online today to discover why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
Back to Detrick Park to come back to the bottom of the 8th inning. And we have Luis Ariola on the mound. Luis Ariola.
Yeah, we're talking. Okay. Watch, stream, and follow CCS-TV anywhere you go. Find us on Roku, YouTube, iOS, and Android, or online at ccs-tv.com. And follow CCS Television on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Well, Ariola had a solid mound or visit on the mound last inning, so let's see what he does here in the bottom of the 8th.
You know, one of the big keys that I'm looking at here so far in the game is that the Tarp Skunks have never had more than 5 hitters in any one inning. That's happened multiple times for Olean, so a big difference there is
That's a foul ball.
Oh, do we have a play? Oh, we almost had a play by our cameraman. Wake up! I see you sleeping over there. I don't know if they can hear us, but if they can, wake up! I see you. I'm pointing right at you. He can't hear us.
Well, we got a pinch hitter in the box, Chase Hagland from Frewsburg, New York, in the box, and he fouled off the first pitch of the at bat, and he takes the second one for strike 2. Hagland I've known for a great while too, playing baseball together, not on the same team, opposing teams. Ariola gets a pitch, kicks, fires, fouled back by Hagland.
That one bouncing off the top of the restroom facility and into the street. So I think we have our first official in the street ball of the game, and
There
only
you
got
go.
us to the 8th inning.
Right, there you go, happy couple. You finally got your ball. Ariola kicks, fires, fouled again going into the bullpen, and almost a catch by the Oilers' backup catcher, bullpen catcher.
That's it. You're riding in the back of the bus on the way home. That's embarrassing.
Like, you got a glove on your hand, catch it.
Yeah.
He's probably getting made fun of so bad right now by his friend. Ariola.
And rightfully so.
Right. Kicks, fires, and that's grounded to Banks, and that's an easy play for out number 1.
I mean, with the position title of catcher, you'd think you would catch the ball.
Right.
Just the things you think about.
I remember we played in DuBois my freshman year of college. And this brings Cole Swift up to the plate. We played in DuBois my freshman year of college, and it was during the fall. And I dropped one ball. The umpire called it strike. And that's ball number 1 to Swift. Umpire calls it a strike, and the DuBois team just starts chirping me so bad. They start spelling it CATCHER, catcher. Come on, you're a catcher, just chirping me the whole game. Swung on, fly ball to the third baseman. And that's an out for Chase Fisher. Or, excuse me, Wilson at third base now.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like the kind of stuff that I would have done.
And that brings 2 outs to the bottom of the 8th. And I believe
Eric Weeks, the pinch hitter.
the pinch hitter, Eric Weeks, who we were talking about in the first game, had a hard time at third base with the no man's land balls.
Let me borrow this. He actually wrote down on the position board. That scared me. I love that. You know, I'll give you 20 bonus points for that.
And that's a strike to Weeks on the outside corner.
So Dumas got his steps in the outfield today.
Oh, yeah.
So
He covered his ground.
Yeah, getting a well-deserved inning and a half off.
Areola kicks, fires, and that's up in the zone.
By the way, just so you know, in the future, nothing up here is sacred.
Okay. Areola kicks, fires, and that's in the dirt. 2-1 count to Weeks.
Marshall on deck would hit next. If not, he will lead off the bottom of the 9th inning.
Weeks taking his good old time, gives a couple back spins towards the pitcher. Areola sets, kicks, fires, and that's aired middle infield, and Hendricks is underneath it, and he makes the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits scored, and that ends the inning to 5-1 to bring you to the top of the 9th, where Dre Guinness will be calling the top and bottom of the 9th inning.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
Brady Burdine, the new Tarp Skunks pitcher. On the mound as we get to the top of the 9th inning. Burdine out of Warren, Pennsylvania.
About 20 minutes away. 30 minutes away, 20, 30 minutes away.
If that, yeah. Not a bad little drive.
No.
6'1", 185. Freshman. And he will face the top of the order for Olean.
And that's Wilson Neely and Cainzos, right? That's what we said his name was, Cainzos?
Yeah, Smith replaced him in the 7th, though.
Oh, yeah,
so Wilson,
Smith did.
Neely, and Smith.
I forgot that.
Brady Burdine at Gannon pitched to a 5.68 ERA, a 101 record in 12 2/3 innings, 2.08 whip. Gave up 13 hits, 8 runs, 8 earned, 13 walks, 11 strikeouts. So we will see which Brady Burdine we get here tonight as the Tarp Skunks down by 4 going into the final inning.
And Gannon plays in that PSAC Division II, where the PSAC, in all honesty, is like the low Division I of college, I would say.
It's like Division 1A?
Yes.
Okay.
Like they put Division, I mean, it's Division II, but it's basically Division 1A. They have all the kids that didn't want to go play D1 and just play Division II. Same thing with Mercyhurst. That's how my brother's football team is. He told me, like, he showed me half the kids on their team. They were old 3-star kids in high school that didn't want to go play Division I or weren't good enough to actually start on the team, so they go play Division II football. And then when Mercier's T1 played or became D1, they were mad about it.
Get you caught up with some of the scores around the league. Newark with a 6-4 lead going into the bottom of the 8th inning in Newark. As Wilson stands in. Socrates and Mohawk Valley tied at 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Utica, same thing. Utica Blue Sox with a 6-2 lead over Amsterdam. That's in the top of the 7th inning. Glens Falls with a 5-2 lead over Boonesville. And Aniata 7-4 over Auburn. That one in the top of the 8th inning. As the pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. Now 1-1 the count. Don't forget Thursday, 6:30 p.m. for the first pitch, a historic ball game as the Niagara Ironbacks come in for their first ever game. Team based out of St. Catharines, Ontario, will be making their PGCBL debut, and we will bring it here to you. And Canada, hopefully you can join in and follow along your Ironbacks as they take on the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. And then, of course, next Tuesday, June the 10th, Niagara Falls comes in for Kids Day, an 11 a.m. first pitch. Is that one fouled out into the street? That's the second one out there tonight.
I honestly wonder where the Ironbacks play their home games.
I could tell you. They actually play... I don't know the name of the stadium. I can find it for you, but they play in the old Toronto Blue Jays minor league.
Oh, really?
Park, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a legit park.
Yeah.
No, unlike maybe a couple we've seen in the last couple of years. I'm not gonna mention any names.
Can name a couple.
Yeah,
a few.
Well, I mean,
nobody has a nice as venue as Detrick Park.
I would definitely say that. Sal Mackey Stadium in Niagara is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, no, that is a nice stadium.
Line drive off the glove of a diving Cole Swift. He can't bring it down into right field for a base hit.
Swift's had a tough game today. I mean, a couple errors and then that play right there. I mean, he just has had a hard time today.
Yeah, this is going back to that shower philosophy. This is probably going to be the most meaningful shower he has all season.
Mm-hmm. The most meaningful shower, hopefully.
As Neely comes up, the center fielder, he's struck out 3 times tonight. So going back to that, rooting for the bad stuff to happen. We didn't get a golden sombrero last year. I'd like to get one here. Yeah, I know it's not very sportsmanlike. Popped up. On the infield, foul territory, coming in is the third baseman Lagoni, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
And sometimes those are hard to see in this night sky almost pretty much. I mean, it's getting dark, and, I mean, you can kind of see the blue in it, but it's still hard to see with the glare of the lights as well.
Yeah, lights completely have taken over Detrick Park as the sun has set. 9:15. About 2 hours and 45 minutes this game has gone on.
It's not bad.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
No.
Definitely good pacing. Is that pitch taken for a ball?
Well, the first 2 innings went by fast because it was basically 1, 2, 3, complete pitching and flyouts.
Yeah, and the 4th and the 5th inning is where it kind of stalled out.
Mm-hmm.
Runner goes as a late swing foul down the first base line foul.
Just got it off.
It was almost like he decided at the last second that it should be a hit and run.
Right. He didn't know the sign.
I saw the sign. So wait. That's a different genre. 68 degrees, absolutely no wind.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. This is the kind of night that the ball starts to fly, too, this late in the game. Swing! And a miss. 1-2 the count.
He wasn't sure if he was going to swing at that one either.
No, and that's actually, that's a good way to really describe this at bat, is confused.
Mm-hmm. Super confused.
And the 1-2. Swung on, there's a ground ball to second. Swift has it, thinks about second, goes to second. and gets the lead runner, not able to turn the double play. And a fielder's choice, what puts 2 outs on the board for the third baseman Fisher.
And like you said earlier, Swift's just living rent-free in his head today. I mean, that ball, the first ball that he had of the game when he backed up and left his hips open as a swinging gate, that was one play. But this play, he needed to charge that ball to make that double play possible.
Yeah, he also it looked like when he made the turn, he double clutched again, almost like he was questioning his own decision-making process. That's the first pitch to Fisher, high for a ball, 1-0, and that's one of those things that, you know, we talked about it off air. It's the case of the yips.
Yep.
And it's I hate using the word, but it's metastasized.
Yeah.
It keeps getting bigger. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Cole Swift's going to have to figure out a way to forget about it, come out tomorrow, put his work in, have a good day, Coke and smile on an off day, and get ready for Niagara on Thursday. League play begins again. As there's a ground ball down the third baseline, foul. And it's 2-2.
I'm starting to get the hiccups again, Dre.
You got to be careful with, eating all that pizza and the waters before the game,
Right.
And now we got a little bit of a discussion.
Getting some more baseballs.
Two and two the count. 2 out.
Just upstairs.
Just missed for a ball 3, and the scoreboard has 3 and 1. I got 3 and 2.
Okay.
So at this point, I'll just go with whatever happens on the field.
Yeah, don't do what I did.
So here we go. If the runner goes, it's 3 and 2.
Indeed.
It's a pretty good crowd here to start the game. And people starting to trickle out as we're getting into the twilight of the evening.
I think they had too many hot dogs and beer. That $2 beer and hot dogs kicked in.
As that pitch is strike 2. So I had it wrong. Scoreboard had it right. Now 3 and 2. Full count. Smith will be running on the pitch. Costello back in normal position, not holding on the runner. Burdine checking in. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. And the inning continues.
And Burdine's frustrated with himself after he threw that pitch. He knew it was outside.
As Collins comes up, replaced Ambrosio back in the 7th inning, grounded out 3-1. Or as Cam called it, PFP.
PFP.
And I got to tell you, as we got a meeting at the mound, one of those, I've been playing the baseball games on PlayStation and the show, but even before that, when PlayStation had their
PlayStation 2, what was that game called? I had it.
I think it was like MLB 2K, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
MLB 2K or something.
But they had Joe Morgan doing the color with John Miller. And I must have heard PFP more in the half a season that I kept the commentator audio on than I have in the entire 50 years I've been on this planet. First pitch goes off the glove of Haynes, and runners will advance.
And like I said, Haynes has had a rough day behind the plate. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not his fault. It's just wild pitches and everything other than that that's happening to him.
Well, again, this is, if you are ever going to have this type of a game where you have a bunch of new players coming in, trickling in, trying to figure out chemistry, this is it.
Yeah.
And I would be pretty surprised if we saw this type of performance on Thursday.
Right. I mean, what's better than to do it than in a live game situation?
Exactly. You know, because then cause when the pressure is on, that's really when you get tested.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can run drills all you want in practice.
Right.
But, you know, it's those pressure situations that really will show whether that practice is you can put that into
game time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. I think
You're
at
good.
least somebody knows what I'm talking about.
You're good.
3-1 now, the count to Collins. Base hit started this inning. Fly out to Ligoni at third. And a fielder's choice, and now back-to-back walks, loads the bases.
And that's Jagoda walks out to the mound again.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a pitching change, though. I think this is just going to be a calm down.
Yeah, definitely, because there's nobody warming up in the bullpen.
5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Olean. 1 run, 2 hits, 3 errors. The 1-2-3 for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks.
The one thing I'll say about both teams is that both teams are very well coached, and that's what I've noticed in this game. I wouldn't say that like I said, Jamestown hasn't made that many errors, so I don't think that should be held above them. Like I said, it's just the little things when it comes to baseball.
Folks, are you looking for a post-game spot the whole crew will love? Honest John's has something for everyone. Subs, wings, and our famous pizza buffet. Find us or order online at honestjohns.pizza today. I can tell you right about now, big old plate of double Diablo hot wings sound pretty darn good.
That does sound good. Chicken wings in general sound good right now.
So with the bases loaded, the right fielder Fleming comes up. He has walked twice, grounded out to short, and lined out to short. Takes the first pitch he sees for a ball. He's also scored a run back in the 8th inning. So 0 for 2 officially. Couple walks, a run scored. As that ball is driven deep into center field, going back on it is weak. Still going back. He can't get it. It's going all the way to the wall. 3 runs are going to score as rolling into third with a triple is Fleming, and it is now 8-1.
And that was a huge hit by Fleming. Weeks was not prepared for that ball at all. He was shallow center field. He wasn't anywhere close to that ball. He covered a lot of ground to get that ball in there, but it wasn't anywhere. He wasn't anywhere close to it. He just made a peek back of where he was. Like, that ball just go back that far?
Well, we talked about it in the last half of the inning. It's gotten cooler. This is when the ball flies, and that's a perfect example of it.
It's the thinner air.
I said 3 runs scored. I thought the bases were loaded. Only 2 runs scored on that one. Oh, wait, no.
Wait,
all
the
3
bases
no.
were loaded.
Bases were loaded. 3 runs did score.
Bases
Okay.
were loaded.
All right.
You weren't lying.
I mean, I might have been hallucinating a little bit. You know, that you got to be careful when you start overdosing on Metamucil. That fiber will get to you. 1-1 the count. Now an 8-1 ball game. Buffalo, who entered back in the 5th inning and struck out once, grounded out to second, pops this one up, shallow right field. Swift cutting in front of Hagelin, who was calling for it, to put it away, and the side is retired. 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Tarp Skunks with some work to do. 8-1 is the score.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
We go to the bottom of the ninth inning here at Russell E. Detrick Park. It is the top of the order. Marshall, McGuire, and Smith, Tarp Skunks, in a big hole here, down 7. It's 8-1 as Olean has really turned it on here tonight in this friendly exhibition game. I'd like to remind you that our next broadcast of Tarp Skunks Baseball is this Thursday, June the 5th, 6:30 p.m. for the first pitch. It is the historic first ever ball game for the Niagara Ironbacks, and they are going to open it up here against your Jamestown Tarp Skunks. You are not going to want to miss that. Also, next Tuesday, Niagara Falls comes in for Kids Day, 11 a.m. for the first pitch on that one. Hope someone brings a whole gallon of coffee for that one. The Buffalo Diesel in Wednesday, June 11th for our second and final exhibition game. And the Geneva Red Wings come in Friday night, 6:30 p.m. for their first appearance here at Russell E. Detrick Park. As Friday, June 13th, is Kids Carnival Day at the park. Bounce houses, games, and more. You're not going to want to miss that. As we are going to have a new pitcher on the mound for Olean. Looks like it is, come on, turn around. Let me see your number, 48. Chris Leita will be doing the pitching and making his first appearance here at Detrick Park for the hometown Tarp Skunks. It is hometown hero Branston Lindquist in his first at-bat. And he will take it high for a ball.
Leita from Charleston Southern University, born and raised in Staten Island, New York. 5'9", 215.
As that pitch misses as well.
Almost got a Bartolo Colon build to him.
I wouldn't insult anyone like that.
No, not like that.
I mean,
slimmer Bartolo.
I'm closer to Bartolo Colon. As the pitch to Lindquist, it's a weak roller toward short, picked up by Wilson, who throws over to first and pulled off the bag. Lindquist will get aboard. We'll see if they'll give that one could go either way. We'll see if they give him a base hit. Now they're going to give him the error.
That was a great play by Buffalo, but just couldn't make the throw. Looked like he threw it completely across his body.
So now a runner aboard on the air.
McGuire's up to the plate.
Fouled onto the ramp and into the bleachers. McGuire is single. One of 2 Tarp Skunks hits tonight. He's also popped out to short and flew out to center. 1-1 now. Lindquist off first. And the pitch. So again, there's a drive into left field. It's going to fall for a base hit. Little station-to-station baseball to get things going here. And with nobody out, 2 on.
And it looks like we'll break the 2-hit curse, Dre.
Hey, all right. As Nolan Smith comes up, the extra hitter. He's walked and scored the Tarp Skunks' only run, flown out to left and lined out to the shortstop. Nobody out. Bottom of the 9th inning, Tarp Skunks down a bunch in the first pitch. A curveball in for a strike. 0-1.
That was gross.
Yeah, I got to give a lot of credit to any pitcher in this situation who throws a first pitch curveball.
Right.
To the number 3 hitter.
Another one.
Swinging. There's a line drive into left field. That is going to fall for a base hit. Lindquist is going to round third. He is going to head for the plate. Coming in, rounding third and heading to the plate on the bobble in the outfield is McGuire. And a 2-run single. The Tarp Skunks making some noise here in the bottom of the 9th.
After the doors got blown open last inning, now we start to get to see some Tarp Skunks magic with 2 runs coming in across the plate. And now we have a mound visit.
Really?
After it's 8-3.
I mean, this is probably, and I'm not knocking them, but this is a kind of, to me, it's a knee-jerk coaching visit, But again, that's me.
Right. I understand what you're saying.
I'm also the kind of guy who enjoys a peanut butter and dill pickle sandwich. So, I mean, how much taste do I really have?
I've never tried that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Peanut butter and dill pickles?
Oh, it's great. It's double savory. The trick is you don't put jelly in it.
Okay.
It's got to just be peanut butter and pickle, because then you get that really, yeah. Oh, and that pitch hitting Jacob Haynes. And so 4 consecutive Tarp Skunks have gotten on base.
And what were we singing a couple innings ago? Staying alive.
Staying alive, exactly, yeah. Somewhere Barry Gibbs is digging himself out of the grave. Uma Thurma in Kill Bill 2 style. There you go.
It's a good one.
As Ty Lagoni.
That curveball's working.
Yeah, it is. Stands in, takes a first pitch curveball strike. 0-1 the count. 2 on, 2 across, nobody out. And now another conversation with Collins and Lieta.
We're starting to get the Detrick night crawlers up here.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the bug zapper for up here. We'll have our bug cam sponsored by a local hardware store. We'll get Justin Gould on that tomorrow morning. Get that sponsorship.
Like
that's right. Dedicated bug cam. And the pitch, curveball line down the third base, just foul.
He's thrown him 2 curveballs. I think he goes fastball here.
Yeah, and especially after that last one, because Lagoni had that timed. Now watch him throw like a kick change right here.
Right.
0-2 the count. Runners take their lead. And the pitch, fastball right down the gut for a called strike 3.
Lagoni just took a fastball right down Broadway.
And you called it. First out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Aiden Nolasco.
And Nolasco is a base threat. So they need to, if they don't want to see this inning expand, they want to keep him off the bases.
Nolasco came in the 7th inning, walked on 4 pitches in the first pitch. That hits him right in the ankle, and he's not happy. Limping around, I think that pitch, he's wearing an ankle guard, and I think that pitch caught him right where the guard wasn't guarding.
The guard wasn't guarding. It didn't guard.
That's right. Well, obviously you can't play in Cleveland.
Nope. So now that gives bases loaded, bases juiced.
Forest full of skunks, as I like to say here at Detrick Park.
Bases juiced with the big lefty Dom Costello up.
You just reminded me of Cotton from Dodgeball right there, and I'm all for it. Bases loaded, forest full of skunks as Dom Costello steps in. He takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Costello, who incidentally homered in Elmira in the 9th inning, 0 for 2 with a walk today. 342 is looking pretty enticing. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-0.
And it's early to hit home runs as we only had 3 on the entire season hit last year.
Well, 3 official. We did have 4 total.
Yeah.
Bobby Stang had that one in an exhibition game against Salamanca.
Yep.
And selfishly, I got to call 2 of those. So that pitch outside, ball 3-0.
I got to see Mr. Stang this year after he's transferred divisions from Georgia Southern to Atlantic 10.
University of Dayton.
Yep. So I got to see him during the series at Bonnie's.
As that one catches the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. I think that was a gift strike right there.
Yeah, he was looking to walk right there.
A lot of 24 Tarp Skunks did pretty good this season. But we're not talking about them anymore. It's the 25 version, the 5th anniversary of Tarp Skunks baseball, as a walk will drive in a run, make the score 8-4 now.
Like I said, Dre, we're seeing some Tarp Skunks magic right now. I mean, it don't matter how you win it as long as you win, right?
It does happen, yeah. So now 8-4, still one away, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Chase Haglund.
Yep, from Frewsburg, New York. So let's see if another hometown hero can do it.
Haglund, who came in the 8th inning, grounded out to second, has an opportunity to get the Skunks back in this game here as that first pitch curveball missing inside. And I think that's hurt Lieta a little bit. That curveball is filthy, but he hasn't been able to hit he hasn't been able to in the last couple of pitches. Is that fastball?
I feel like he's overthrowing it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the fastball that he's thrown that shook up Lagoni, I mean, he laced that right down the middle for a BB.
Yeah, that last fastball, same thing. And this fastball, same thing.
See?
So he's figuring out the curveball is not working very well, going back to the fastball. Now he's in command here, 1-2. 1 out. Infield playing pretty straight away. And the pitch inside, 2-2.
Little close.
Yeah, I don't blame Haglund for getting out of the way, but I'm thinking, in this situation, I would bring another one in.
Take the worm Gatorade.
Cheap RBIs, absolutely. 2-2. Curveball missing way off the plate. 3-2 now. We are full.
Full bases juiced with 1 out.
And it's incumbent upon the base coaches to ensure that everybody on the paths know that there is only 1 out. And the pitch. Swinging, there's a ground ball toward first. Picked up by Hendricks, steps on the bag himself. A run will score on the fielder's choice.
Well, RBI for Haglund.
RBI for Haglund, and it's 8-5 now with 2 outs.
I mean, just put the ball in play. Things are going to happen. At least a run scored, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Number 9.
Oh.
And that brings up Justin Bremner, the speed threat himself.
Well, not only speed threat, he is the Tarp Skunks' best hitter through the first 3 games, coming in batting .538. He's hit a couple doubles, had a triple, a lot of RBIs. This guy gets on base. 8-5, 2 away, runners at second and third for the Skunks. Bremner stands in, and the first pitch curveball off the plate for a ball, 1-0. And you wonder if the scouting report might have trickled down to Olean. If it had, though, you would have expected to see the 4 fingers put up in an instant walk. So they're going to take their chances with Bremner. 1-0. And the pitch. Curveball way off the plate, 2-0.
Now he's scared to throw him the fastball.
Yeah, there is some activity in the Olean bullpen. So what looked like a easy bottom of the 9th inning has turned into a headache for Olean here. And the pitch. Fastball fouled, 2-1. Eric Weeks is on deck. He would hit next.
2-1 count. Let's see what Bremner can do here. Hitters count.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
I'm not mad at that swing. He did take a huge swing, but I'm not mad at it.
So Tarp Skunks down to their final strike. 8-5. Olean with the lead. Bottom of the 9th inning. 2-2. 2 out. Bremner stands in. Lieta gets the sign. The pitch. Foul. Straight back. And Bremner stays alive.
Lieta might go back to that curveball here.
Be a good chase pitch on 2-2.
He really might go back to that curveball here.
Especially if he comes inside with it, tries to drop it on the back foot. The 2-2. Came inside and missed. 3-2 now. Bremner, the 9th Tarp Skunk to get to the plate in this inning. The 3-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. Bremner will walk. And the bases are full of Skunks yet again.
I'm honestly surprised that Olean's coach hasn't gotten off the bucket yet. And I guess he will not move.
Well, it's going to be up to Eric Weeks, the 6-foot, 188-pound sophomore with 2 outs here. 10th batter for the Tarp Skunks in this inning. Base hit will make it interesting. Extra bases will tie it. First pitch taken for a called strike, 0-1.
This would be huge for the Skunks to see a base hit here.
Weeks standing in, waving that bat back and forth. The pitch fouled straight back, 0-2. And the Tarp Skunks are down to their final strike.
Well, let's see if Weeks can do it for him here.
Weeks digs in. 0-2. Lieta kicks and throws the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the ball game is over. Tarp Skunks bring across 4 on a couple of hits, but not enough to come back as the Olean Oilers take this exhibition game by a final score of 8-5. We'll be back in just a moment right here on CCS-TV.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Welcome back to Russell E. Detrick Park, where the Olean Oilers defeat the Jamestown Tarp Skunks by a final score of 8-5. And Cam, I'm going to go ahead and with you. We seem to have agreed on the most valuable stinker of the day. I'll go ahead and let you rattle it off.
I'm going to go with Christian Pensek. He came in the, what inning was it?
I want to say the 6th.
The 6th inning, and he came in and shut it down. 1, 2, 3, 2 strikeouts, and I believe it was a flyout.
Yeah.
And completely just shut it down. I believe if he started, I mean, the way that he was consistently, I feel like it might have been a different game. But the Tarp Skunks needed more hits in this game. I mean, they had too many errors. They need to limit those down.
Yeah. I'm actually, it just came to me. I'm going to go ahead and throw Jack Brockton in there for his first game, throw 2 innings, and was spectacular. So if that is the preseason preview, so to speak, for Brockton, I'm excited to see what he can do in a regular season game. Our next broadcast is going to be this Thursday as the Niagara Ironbacks come in from St. Catharines, Canada. Don't want to miss that. Come on out to the ballpark and check out the game on CCS-TV. For Cam Melendez, I'm Dre Guinness from Russell E. Detrick Park, Olean 8, Jamestown 5. This is Drake Guinness saying good night, everybody, from Detrick Park.